What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? What's up, Fatal? Terry, Kang, how you guys doing? What's going on, Damien? Hey, Leggy, how's it going, man? Sorry for the beep in there, guys. Just gotta move the AC. What's going on, Benjamin? How you doing, man? You know what, Leggy? You'll be fine. No matter what, bro, you'll be fine. Like, when I had it, I had basically no problems. Like, I had a sore arm, that was it. I know some people have a sore arm, some people get it a little bit worse, but no matter what, you're not gonna have more than a bad day. I mean, no matter what, it won't be more than like just one bad day. You go home, you go to sleep, you wake up, you'll be fine. Hey, Gabriel, how's it going, man? Axe, what are you doing in C3? Are you just beating up on the poor C3s? Like, you just, you're trolling down there, or what, bro? You're talking yesterday about trying to go to SWC. I don't think SWC players are in C3. I'm just saying. What's up, Papa Banda? How you doing, man? I got Moderna as well, and yeah, I had like a headache for like a mild headache for about 10 minutes. Even my arm soreness wasn't that bad. I've had worse arm soreness from flu vaccines. Like I was just fortunate, I suppose, because I know it's not that good for everybody. But I read somewhere too, it's only like 16% of people really get the serious side effects. It's just that's what catches the media attention. But like only 1 in 7 gets the bad side effects. Yeah, Leggy, so they always knew they were going to need a booster. For most people, the booster is like after 8 months, but also what I read is that the booster is not supposed to be as bad as, like, the side effects from the booster probably won't even be as bad as the second shot. And then once they get the booster out, hopefully it's going to deal with the Delta and the Epsilon variant, so it'll just be even more protection. It'll just be even better. What's up, Darkrin? How you doing, man? Sucks your wife got a fever, but I was probably just for a day though, right, Benjamin? I just finished deviling Hathor, but I haven't actually ruined her yet. Oh, I smell a tilt stream coming up. Oh, thanks for the reminder, Albert. I forgot to start the bot. Oh man, did I forget to do Guild War today too? I might have. Crap. Yeah, that looks like I forgot Guild War. I haven't ruined it though, Kang. I haven't ruined it. I needed to skill up something. Well, I didn't need to, I suppose. I wanted to, but... Yeah, Darius, we're actually just getting started. Yeah, mostly as a counter pick, though. I won't run like Ganny Hathor. She'll just be a 5th pick. Leggy, so I always do one member stream a month. It's a benefit for members, but I decided to do, this month I decided to do it a little bit different, and I made it open to everybody so that there would be more streams for people to watch, but then we made it just a members chat. Darius, so it's actually done by drawing, but I think first today might be Pipivin if he's here, because he's doing a redemption with 40,000 points. Okay, what were we looking for? We're looking for... We're looking for our Lauren here. What health and defense do I recommend for TOAH? Honestly, Drew, I have no idea. TOAH... Ooh, my Lauren's missing a rune, huh? TOAH is more about the control. So, I don't know, like... I honestly have no idea. I've never tested what level of HP and defense you need. For me, it's always just been about making sure that I have the proper accuracy and control, I guess, and then I usually just tend to go all-out damage. Just to speed it up. But obviously, my rune quality makes it easier for me to do that, of course. That's kind of a crappy Lauren rune, isn't it? Okay, do we have a Bio 4 here? That's also a crappy Lauren rune, but I guess it'll work. That's not a terrible Lauren rune, so if we did that, we'd have way too much accuracy, though. Man, I have no good runes in inventory right now. I may never use it, Kang. I may never use it. Hathor, I mean, it's basically just a control. Like, if the enemy's playing slow bruiser and the enemy has no, no cleanser, which does happen on occasion, then Hathor can be a good counter pick there. Man, I cannot fix this Lauren. I guess I just have to take her out of, I guess we just take her out of Will Runes for now. Let's see, 28, 27, 25, bam, energy, crit damage, attack, that's crit damage, HP, we don't really care about endure, swift, no. Swift, no, endure, fight. 16 speed though, that's pretty crappy. Nemesis, but 7 speed, I mean that's garbage. Huh. Alright, what if we did a crit rate Lauren maybe? Oh, we got an attack rune. Actually that works, okay. Man, my runes are garbage, guys. My runes are garbage. Wojo perk, 40,000 points to do 30 minutes of your RTA. What's up, Wojo? How you doing, man? Yeah, you got it, perk. I'm glad we were able to climb a little bit. It was fun, too, obviously. I really do, bro. I really do. I basically have stopped farming. I'll never use a Molly. That might be the rune to move. Oh no, she's on defense. Never mind. She's on a defense. I haven't used Tetra in ages. I guess we can move the Tetra rune. I didn't even realize Chow was ruined. Wow. Okay. Ah, there we go. I just deviled her too, man. I didn't devil her. I fused her, but I just finished her. Maybe the Chastoon rune. Yeah, here we go. No, this rune's better. This rune's better. Okay, what's that put us at? Still way too freaking much accuracy, huh? Where's all this accuracy coming from? There's 7, 7, 25, 8. Yeah, it's just because she awakens into it, I guess, huh? This rune has no speed, though. Alright, what if we put her on a Violent Energy build? Or Violent Endure? That rune's a little better. Energy, destroy energy. Okay. That rune sucks. That rune's better. Okay. And then we do a Bio 6. What we got here? Accuracy, we don't need. Defense. Accuracy, defense, resistance. That rune's alright. What if we did that? Axe, it sounds like you're tilting really hard, man. You need to take a break. You need to take a break, bro. What do you think, guys? This build is like freaking awful, isn't it? Oh, and it's broken. Whoops. I didn't realize that. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. 53 accuracy. What do we have here? Skill 2 accuracy. Do I have a skill 3 accuracy here? Additional damage. The crit damage is pointless though. Alright, let's see. So we'd need additional damage by HP, I think. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. 12% of attack, or we can have 72. Yeah, that's a good Lauren artifact. And then we come down here to type, and I think we just need skill 3 accuracy. Oh, we don't have it. We don't have it. Okay. Anybody here I don't care about? Yeah, the Shiwa doesn't need this. Okay, that'll work. It legitimately is a leftovers build, bro. It's a garbage build, but I just had to put runes on the Lauren so I could use her. Not even will runes, man. That's shameful. Not even will runes. And this rune in particular is really bad. There will be soon, Justin. I haven't started it yet, but there will be soon. This is a little better, right? Oh wait, no, this is 20, no, this is what we gotta look at. 21 speed, oh, but we need accuracy. So maybe this one, and then I just do a rune swap with Draco. It's a little better. No, we're losing too much HP there, actually. Yeah, losing too much HP. Whatever, this is fine. This is fine. For what I want to use her for, that's fine. Okay, she doesn't need will runes. I just have to try and remember that she's not on will runes, and yeah, I do need to go farm some necro. Okay, so we're gonna go here. Whoops. We're gonna take this here. You know what? I would probably just do that. I spent all that time building the Lauren, and then I decided not to use her. Go figure. What's up, Porch? How you doing, man? See, I don't know about using a Leo for Bastet counter X. You don't have like you don't have other counters for Bastets. But yeah, I mean, mostly, honestly, bro, you just need a breather, man. The tilt is real. The tilt is, I can feel the tilt coming through your chat. Yeah, JC, I'm gonna be auctioning off 2 helps tonight, and then we've got 1 redemption. What's up with this crap, man? This is boring. Alright, whatever. Yeah, actually, let's go ahead and open up the first one, because I haven't seen Pipavin yet, so we're going to open up the first one. Okay guys, so I will not be resetting the drawing. I'm going to do it this way from now on. We will not be resetting the drawing. So you can put in as many or as few entry tickets as you'd like, and we're going to be drawing from the same pool on every single drawing. But we're probably only doing 2 redemptions tonight. Just so you guys know, I'm probably only doing 2 well, we're doing 2 drawings and 1 redemption tonight. So budget your points accordingly, but I think from now on we'll be doing community help this way, because we've got to find a way to let you guys spend the points also. So we're going to do more points available on the drawings. Oh, hey, Pipavin, what's up, man? Yeah, so when they bring Bastet, I like to counter with a Triana. Hey Drew, Drew, make sure you subscribe to my second channel, XG Live, because I do repost all of the streams over there. So if you can't catch a stream, and good luck on your final tomorrow morning, by the way. Good luck on the final, but if you can't catch a stream, you can always catch the repost on XG Live. Man, I need a Douglas so bad. I need a Douglas so bad. Oh, that reminds me, we can do some summons, can't we? Because I was kind of trolling around. Yeah, I only need 2 levels here, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and finish off our TOA so we can do some summons on stream. Not that this will surprise anybody, including myself, but I broke down and bought the TOA pass. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it or not, but at the end of the day, it's too good of a deal. Also, it helped that my house sold. that made it easier. I was like, okay, the house sold, I can buy the TOA pass. Yeah, you can, Elitist. It actually says it in the pack. It just gives you everything up to the point where you're at. So I was like level 60 or something when I bought it, and it just gave it all to me as a chunk in my inbox. Nice, Shiki. Somebody's got to take Kang down, man. He never loses anything. So, go, Shiki. What's up, Sky? How you doing? Sky entering every drawing, and then when she wins, she's going to be like, I don't want it because I don't have an account. Sky can donate it to me, y'all. My account needs help too. I don't even spend any time working on my account anymore. Ooh, screw. Whoa! Don't you be killing my iris. I need my iris. Hey, back off the iris. Back off the iris, okay? There you go. There you go. Probably should have changed comps for this one. Don't you have like 12 million points, Kang, from Heist? Like every time I look up, you're getting 69 points. Oh, Pipivin, you need 10 points, bro. Somebody... Okay, here we go. Hold up. Alright, Pipivin, check your points again, bro. Check your points. You should now need 69 to level up. Haha, there you go. Alright, now we can do points, remove, Pipivin, 40,011. I'm taking an extra point from you just to be a dick. Alright, Pipivin, actually, if you want to send me your account info, we can get logged into your account now. So, for the first, we're still doing 2 drawings, guys. We are doing 2 drawings tonight, but Pipivin is doing the first one as an account redemption. He's spending the 40,000 points. What's up, Astro? How you doing, bro? Already sent it. Okay, perfect. Here we go. Okay, so Pipivin wants an RTA orientation. He wants to learn how to get into RTA, basically. Why is that not copying? There we go, we do that. Oh, EU server. Bro, do you have a global server? You know what? If I have to do the trainer, I'll do the trainer. That's fine. Because it's probably the same amount of time for me to log through a different account. So, that's okay. Akium, yes, this is help for any viewer, but it's done through a drawing. So let me show you the drawing status right now. Basically, you can put in the points that you've earned on stream. And you know what, guys? Here's what we're going to do. How many likes do we have right now? Okay, guys, we're at 12 likes right now. So, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, or even if you freaking hate the stream, but you just want to see the channel grow, or even if you're just bored and your fingers twitchy, click that like button, turn it blue. And what we're going to do here is, in a minute, I'm going to give you guys all 20 bonus points for every like that we have on the stream, and that way you can use those points to enter into the drawing. So if you're new to the channel and you don't have points, this way you can at least get some points into the drawing. So smash the like button, turn it blue. For those of you guys who are newer to the channel, if there's anybody out there who's new, the deal was actually that I moved about 4 weeks ago, and I went 3 weeks without internet. And because I had that time without internet and I wasn't posting to YouTube, the YouTube algorithm has decided that I no longer exist in its world. So what we need now is your help smashing that like button so that YouTube will promote the streams, give us larger streams, and that way we have more to talk about, more viewers to ask questions, things like that. So there's my pitch, and what's up, Rahul? Long time no see, man. How you doing? Axe, you're losing an RTA for winning points on the stream. All right, so Axe, start losing points on the stream, and you'll pull back up in RTA. What's up, Miku? How you doing, man? Yeah, I think that's fair, Elitist. He probably meant how to enter into RTA and be competitive. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. Sure, it is your choice, bro. Just like bet all your points and then, I don't know, leave the stream, or I have no idea. It's probably not your choice. Yeah, well, I could create a bet. I could create a bet that's a guaranteed loss. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Bet on this and you will lose, especially if your name is Axiote. Alright, so here we go. You guys can just give away all your points if you want. Yes, I want to lose. There you go, Axe. Now you can have a guaranteed loss. Now you can have a guaranteed loss. Is summoning included in the help? So Albert, if it's a small summoning session, we can definitely do it. If it's a larger summoning session, I normally like to schedule that on its own stream. But we could probably, I mean, unless you know, if it's like 1,000 scrolls or something, then yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that because that's a few hours. But you know, if it's a smaller summoning session, I could definitely do that as part of the account help if you win. What's up, Tariq? How you doing, man? So Rahul, there's actually a command you can use to do that. It's !give. For 720 scrolls, Albert, I would actually rather schedule a session for you. And the good news is, normally I schedule anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks out, but I actually had a change in my stream schedule for next week. And I believe Tuesday the 24th, I actually have an open stream right now. So if you wanted to set up a stream, if you wanted to set up a summon stream for Tuesday the 24th, message me in Discord. It's pretty unusual that I could actually set something up that quickly, but it worked out that way. So if you wanted to get it done, oh, but you know what? The reason it worked out that way is because the event is over before then. Because what actually happened was we moved a summoning session off the 24th to now so they could take advantage of the this session. Of the event. Okay, well, message me in Discord and we'll see if we can figure it out. In the meantime, if you win the drawing, I'll do as many summons as I can in 30 minutes to an hour. I mean, we can speed summon if you want to. So let's see if you win the drawing, we'll see what happens, and if not, just message me in Discord, we'll figure it out. Itomiko says, what kind of background is that? Did you change your location now? I miss Shaki, but I do not miss XG. Okay, so what happened is I moved about a month ago. I bought a new green screen because in my old home, I actually painted my wall green. Well, I bought a green screen in my old home. And then after I bought the green screen, it sucked. And so it didn't work for me, so I actually, I gave the green screen away and I painted my wall green, and so when I moved, then I didn't have a green screen anymore. So I ordered a new one. I bought it. Oh, this team can't win probably, huh? I meant to change teams. So I bought the green screen, and for whatever reason, I got an email saying they tried to deliver it 3 times and that they couldn't successfully deliver it or something like that. So I just had to reorder another one. It's going to be like another week and a half now before I actually get the green screen. So right now, you guys are literally just looking at a white wall behind me. But I do have a green screen on order. I also have rugs on order, so I know the audio is a little echoey right now. It's because I'm in a room with 15-foot ceilings and laminate floors. But the rugs will arrive any day. Sky, this is a rental, so it freaking cost me $800 to unpaint that wall. I'm still a little bit bitter, I'm not gonna lie. It was $40 in paint to paint the wall and $800 to freaking unpaint the wall when I got ready to sell the house. So I am not painting another wall green because that was way too freaking expensive to unpaint or, you know, repaint it back to the same color, whatever. I'll deal with a $200 green screen instead. That sounds a lot better to me. So that's the deal. I'll have a green screen in about a week and a half. The rugs should be here by the end of this week, and so we'll have less echo by next week on the streams as well. As a matter of fact, 2 of the rugs have already gotten here. It's just not the rug that I ordered for the office is a much larger rug, and so that one's taking longer to ship. So first of all, I do remember you, bro. And second, I look like I'm stressed or losing sleep, huh? I have definitely been working too much for the last year and a half. I will say that. And then the move was an international move, and the move was not easy. I will admit, Probably I mean, you know, it's the pandemic year. Everybody's been stressed. But yeah, the last month was maybe a little bit stressful. But we're getting back there. We're getting back there. My house selling today, officially sold today, was huge for me. So most of the move went on credit cards. I'll be really glad when the credit cards are paid off. And I haven't carried a credit card balance in so long. But yeah, we're getting there. We'll be less stressed soon. Devin, I moved from California to Mexico, so I'm right south of the San Diego border. And Itamiko, the reason I moved was it's a long story. I don't want to bore people who have heard it before. The shorter version is basically I just needed a change, man. I lived in a city where I didn't know anybody. And I moved there at a time when I was married, and honestly, I moved there at a time when my mother was ill and needed somebody to live nearby to take care of her. And I've been separated for years, and my mother passed about a year ago. So during the pandemic, what happened is I wound up in a city where I knew nobody, and I worked from home. I had no friends nearby. I have two very old dogs that can't be left alone for long periods of time. And I basically just wound up stuck in my house for like 18 months. So basically I sat at a chair for 18 hours a day and did nothing but gain weight. And I was like, all right, so I need a change. I need to, first and foremost, I need to take care of my health. So I've already lost 10 pounds. I doubt you guys can see it on camera. 10 pounds is kind of hard to see anyway, but I've gotten, just since the move, I've been getting myself more active, which is really the biggest thing, because I wasn't honestly eating bad. I just wasn't moving at all. So just being more active, I'm already feeling more energy. My sleep schedule's starting to regulate again. I'm, generally just trying to get myself healthier. I plan to start golfing on weekends again. Plan to start playing racquetball again. Just getting out of the house. And so I've got a lot of friends down here on both sides of the border that I'll be able to kind of get out and do more things with. I've got people to watch the dogs if I want to travel, which is a big deal for me. And in the meantime, I'm working on improving my Spanish. I mean, I've only been down here for a month. But shockingly, so today I had to take a 2-hour Uber ride to go pick up another car from my old house. And my Uber driver only spoke Spanish, and I was able to hold a conversation for almost an hour. Now, my accent is shit. My accent is terrible, and my vocabulary is very limited. So she was intelligent enough to understand my pathetic manipulations of the Spanish language. But even so, I held a conversation for an hour in Spanish. That was a milestone for me. So yeah, and that's part of the benefit of the move too. Be able to learn a new language, get to know the culture a little bit more, things like that. So, Pipavin, they actually accepted the higher counter offer, bro. I got 5,000 more than I was hoping for, and no appraisal contingencies, man. It was awesome, bro. It's really awesome. I'm super stoked. It was like best case scenario. But my house, I wasn't expecting it to come out this well. So obviously we still have to close escrow, and because I'm probably selling for about 40,000 over appraised value, that's a little stressful too, because I don't know if it's gonna close there or not. But I mean, what it means for me, I guess just to share something personal, if the house actually sells for what I want it to sell for, I will be completely out of debt, including even paying off my student loans. So for the first time, because I had 20-year student loans, so it's the first time in 15 years I'll be 100% out of debt. I'll have enough money for a down payment on another house, and I should have enough money to go take a couple of really nice trips, one to Japan, one to Europe. And then that'll be the end of my money. But I'll have everything that I've worked towards, man. Seriously. I've been wanting to go to Japan forever, so I'll be going to Japan at the end of next year for probably a good 2-week trip. Probably taking a trip to Cancun in about 6 months, and then probably going to Europe early next year. So that's kind of what it meant for me, that the house closing at that rate. These will be the first. Other than when I went to Paris on an impulse 2 years ago, it was a 1-week date, actually. It was just one of those things. It was I met somebody and I was like, hey, let's go on a date to Paris. So we went to Paris for a week for our first date. But other than that one trip, which was 6 months before the pandemic started. So yeah, it was 2 years ago this month, actually. I hadn't really gone anywhere in like the last 10 years. All I've done is work. So this will be like the first time really in 10 years that I'm not just working stupid amounts of hours and I can slow down a little bit. All right, let me get caught up in chat. I gave you the longer version, but at least I went in a different way than I've gone in previous streams. So I'm not too repetitive. So Devin, I have been to Vancouver once. It was about 6 years ago. Vancouver I thought was beautiful, bro. Absolutely amazing, but definitely out of my price range. For what I was trying to accomplish, which was basically getting myself into a place where I could live in a house that I enjoyed but still have a more active lifestyle, be going out several times a week, going to the bars, going golf and all that stuff. I could not afford to keep up in Vancouver, bro. Javier, Spanish stream, give me a year at least, bro. Give me a year at least. Mi español is no, I'm not even gonna go there on stream because like I mean, obviously, my Spanish is terrible. If I'm talking to somebody in Spanish, I'm getting better at kind of immersing myself in it. But just sitting here staring at a camera in an empty room, I'm not going to accomplish that. Michael, thank you for the congrats, man. Really appreciate that. Yeah, bro. Honestly, seriously, it's the thing. I think the thing that irritated me the most is it's not like I was pigging out on junk food for the last year. I gained over 35 pounds since I started YouTube. I gained 35 pounds during the pandemic, and for the most part, there was no junk food. There was no fast food. I didn't go out to eat. Like I lived on a freaking diet of cheese, vegetables, and protein, and gained 35 pounds. And it was literally just because I sat in a chair 18 hours a day and did nothing. So it was completely my fault because I was inactive. But I kind of felt robbed. Like, why couldn't I at least get to pig out for a year if I was going to go through all that weight gain? So let's see. So Damien speaking. Also, that's awesome that you speak Spanish, bro. Pipivin, I really appreciate that, man. That's awesome. Astro, I'll tell you when the dates are. I think we might be looking at December, actually. X-Corre, which is bro, Astro, actually message me in Discord because you would love this resort. You would love this resort. Let me give you some info on it because I also have a hookup on it. So if I'm looking for recommendations on places to go in Europe, Innsbruck, Austria. So Justin, my first year, I actually was supposed to go to Europe, when was it? I was supposed to go to Europe April of last year. I had paid for the entire trip. I lost everything I paid for, of course, because of the pandemic. And my airfare was booked on Norwegian, who has given me a credit, but Norwegian also pulled out of the U.S. market, so I can't fly on them. So I still have I have a $2,000 credit for an airline that no longer flies in the U.S. Woohoo! You know. But that trip was already planned out and everything, so I'm probably going to redo that trip, which was going to be 2 days in England, a week in the Netherlands, where I have some friends, so I was going to be able to stay with friends and kind of hang out with people. And then a day in Brussels, and then finish off with 3 days in England and fly home. So that's kind of what I'm thinking as for my first trip. And then my second trip, I'd want to do something like Italy, Austria. I'd want to do... well, Italy and Austria aren't that close, but I'd want to do something more like Eastern Europe. It does not, Michael. It does not, unfortunately. And airfare out of Mexico is way more expensive. I'd still fly out of San Diego. Yeah, Axe, Volanta stuns a lot. Sky, so are you even in for the Mexico meetup, Sky? Tyron, Bella, Dark Homunculus, Spectra, Shaman. Oh yeah, JC. You know what? Remind me of that. I know there's a lot of teams that are faster. Normally I auto TOA when I'm at work, so I haven't changed that team in like a year. But yeah, definitely the Spectra Shaman, especially the 2As, would be much faster. Gilver, here's oh man, see Gilver, I mean, from what you said there, like there's so much I don't know about your story. First of all, that's awesome that my story touched you, and obviously I couldn't give you like life advice off of that. All I can tell you is for myself. The dream. So the longer version of my story, my dream all my life, what I've wanted to do is live in as many countries as I can. Like when I die and I look back on my life, I want to say I lived in 20, 30, 40 countries. I want to say I learned all these different cultures. I met all these different people. I learned these different languages. That's what I've always wanted. And, you know, I'm getting kind of to that age now where it's like I haven't done it yet. And it's, what's it? Shit or get off the pot, right? So about a year and a half ago, I put my house up on the market and I was just going to move to Europe on a flyer and just try it. And I was like, it's time to do it, right? And my house didn't sell before the pandemic struck. So when the pandemic struck, I took my house off the market and I was like, okay, I need to rethink things. And then the real estate market just went nuts right now. And I came up with this idea that if I sell my house, if I can get enough money out of my house, because in Mexico you have to put 30% down plus pay huge upfront closing and tax costs. And I was like, if I can get enough equity out of my house in the US that I could buy a nice but smaller place in Mexico and try and pay it off in 5 years. Just work really hard and pay it off fast. The thing is, you pay basically all your lifetime property taxes up front. So my goal is that within 5 years, or 6 years, I guess, because 1 year of renting, I could own a house in Mexico outright that will give me the freedom to just try whatever I want. I can move around the world, I can take whatever risks I want, and if I fail, I always have somewhere to go back to. So that's kind of what I'm working towards. That's my goal, and that was really the whole evolution of my story. So in your case, you're a chemical engineer, which means that you've got the ability to work anywhere. So if you want to see the world, you have that same safety net that I'm trying to build. And so, man, I'd say go for it. But go for it with a plan. Don't drop everything and just move. Like, come up with a plan, you know, set up your visa, set up your job, all that stuff, and then follow your dreams, man. Follow your dreams. All right, let's see. When I die, I want an answer to why I got so many light sharks off my LDs. Eric, I don't know what you did in a previous life, bro, but I think you might have been... What kills sharks? Maybe you were a dolphin in your previous life. Darkran, have you ever had sake or Japanese rice wine? Yeah, I've had sake. I enjoy sake. I do not actually think I've had Japanese rice wine. My brother went to Japan for a week when I was in high school, and when he came back, he was obsessed with being a Zen monk. So I can assure you that will not happen. I can assure you that will not happen for me. Put my bro for another mother on you, nice. Yeah, so Devin, you don't actually pay your property taxes up front. What you do is you pay transfer taxes. So the fee to buy a house, let's say you buy a house for $250 down here. You would have to put like $75,000 down, which is a freaking huge amount of money down payment. But then you would also pay, it's like 12% up front, and that's all your government and your property fees and all that stuff. So on a $250,000 house, you're paying like 35 grand up front. But then after that, your property taxes are like $300 a year. Like, even if Social Security is gone when I'm retired, which it may be, I can find $300 a year. I can sit out front with a coffee cup and beg for $300 a year if I have to. So it's my safety net. Alright, so let's see here. Let's do our summons. We're going to do channel 145 in honor of Perk. Why not? Alright guys, my house sold today. If I'm ever going to pull a good LD... Like, I still really don't... yeah, Chad, I was paying $1,000 a month in property tax in the house I just sold. Or it was $970 a month in property tax. So I feel your pain, bro. My P&I was $1,300. My property taxes were $1,000. Half of what I paid every month was basically property tax. It was stupid. Alright, guys. So, if I am ever going to get a good LD5, today's got to be the day. Today has got to be the day, guys. My house sold... I have gone 600, give or take, probably 500. I might be exaggerating. I've gone about 500 LD scrolls since I got any new toy whatsoever. 500 scrolls since I've gotten a new toy. The rates say you're supposed to get an LD5 every 300. I've gone 500 since I've gotten a new LD4. We've got 4 chances here, guys. We've got 5. We've got 5. I got 5 chances here, guys. And we've got Perk on stream. And, I mean, with Perk on stream, I should actually pull 3 LD5s in this session. But here's the deal, guys. First of all, I promised y'all some points for the likes, so let me go points, add viewers. We're going to give you 600 points for the likes right now. I'm going to multiply that by 10. If I get an LD5 right here, I'm giving you all 6 points. Oh wait, that's divide. No, my bad. Now, if I get an LD5 right here, I'm not going to do Betch Dragon. I'm just going to do straight up bonus points. If I get an LD5, I'm going to do, I'll do 5,000 bonus points for everybody on stream. So, can we even get a spark? Because realistically, I'm probably not going to spark at all, but can we do it? No, no spark there. Okay, that's only one, though. We got 3 more tries here. We got 3 more tries here. We got 2 more tries here. I'll say it now. We got 1 more try here. It's not going to happen. I can tell it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Clearly not going to happen. I should know better than getting my hopes up. I don't know why I got my hopes up. All right, I'm calling it right now. It's a Lisa. No, it's not a Trevor. It's a Logan. All right, last try here, guys. We got 1 final try. Could we pull a Shazam, bro? Could we pull... I mean, honestly, it's going to be a Lisa. But could we pull something? No, we cannot. It is a Fusion JoJo. It is a Fusion JoJo. Okay. There you go. That is your TOA scrolls for the win. Kind of what I expected. I was trying to be optimistic, but, I mean, realistically, it's what I expected. You know what? I've been saving these freaking stones for so long, I may just summon for a 3rd Fang. I don't think they're ever going to put something in the rotation that I need. I may just actually summon for that 3rd Fang. CR2 turn every turn. Recent LD5 was Jackson. Oh, I'm not even sure who Jackson is, Eric, so that's pretty bad. Yeah, Sky, I know New Jersey's taxes are pretty high, too. I'm sure you will, Astro. I'm sure you actually will. Dark Sky Surfer? I'm not. Yeah, I don't even know who the Dark Sky Surfer's kit. Honestly, I would rather have a Ragdoll over. I'd rather have a Ragdoll over Gianna. I would. Don't get me wrong. I would love to have a Gianna. I'll take a Gianna, but I'd rather have the Ragdoll. What's up, Shane? How you doing? Okay, why does this keep flagging me and then there's nothing here? Oh, that's why. No, it keeps... Oh, I gotta pick. Okay, who's gonna win down here? Who's gonna win? I don't know the players, but I like the name Milky. It sounds kind of dirty. And, let's see here. Yeah, I don't actually know any of these players. Let's just pick one at random. Axe, I won't get an LD5, bro. My account has to have some of the worst summoning luck. Other than Ace. I mean, Ace has got it worse than I do. Ace has definitely got it worse than I do. I don't even want to try and play that off. But I've got to be up there, man. I've got to be up there. I'm over 3,000 LD scrolls on my account. And forget the fact that I only have 3 LD5s. And none of them are, like, super great. In 3,000 scrolls, I still don't have an Icarus. I still don't have a Martina. I still don't have a Kinky. Alright, anyway, let's see. We're going to go ahead and do just 1 RTA match, and then we're going to jump over to Pipavin's account. We're going to start the account help for Pipavin, and we're going to draw our first account winner. Sorry, our first community help winner. Not winning an account. Itanico, it seems to be. I think it has not failed since I put the Pontos in, and I'm sure that Pontos could be replaced by Freya. It's kind of slow, though. It's like 36 seconds. I haven't had a chance to spend any time with it yet. So it's literally like I just threw some monsters in for the most part. I spent like maybe 10 minutes messing with it. And it was failing 5 to 10% of the time, and then I threw Pontos in the other day, and I don't think it's failed since I threw the Pontos in. Yeah, Lulu's max res here. Here's the Molong. Here's the Lulu. Yeah, Josmiel, you got it. So guys, as a reminder for the account account help today, there's probably only going to be 2 account helps. I think I'm only going to have time for 2 account helps today. But your entries are cumulative, so you can put as many entries in as you would like. That's really tempting. Let's do that and that. That'll be max. That'll be max. That could be low though, so the res lead could help. The res lead could help. I think I lose this one though. I was talking in chat and I had well, I don't want to blame that one on chat. I think I just had a bad draft. I think I just lost to the draft. No, you cannot win both drawings. If you win the first one, your name's automatically pulled out. Sky, the Mexico meetup is probably going to be in October. The Chihuahua was in front, okay. Oh, man, the stupid Savannah was in front also? Challenge option. I think that one might be. Do you have 50? You should have. No, you should have plenty of hours for Azar. I actually don't know. Should be working for you. Okay, yeah. Let me see here. Mini games. Is challenge turned on? Challenge is turned on. Oh, it's dual though. It's dual, not. Oh no, it's challenge. Yeah. 9-minute cool time for regulars. Yeah, as long as you have 50 hours on stream, it should work for you, Brozar. So Sky, it's not set yet in stone. What I'm looking at, and it's probably going to be October, it could be November. What I'm looking at, because we didn't get like an overwhelming response, is doing something like maybe 12 to 24 people. I want to rent a couple of stretch Hummers, but then everybody has to chip in. So it's going to be a question of, it's going to be a question of what people want to budget. Oh, he's going to Rika me, isn't he? So I have to take the Rika. And he's got the Lulu, so I think I have to take Pontos here. Yeah, we take Pontos. Where's Pontos? Why can't I find my Pontos? Why is Pontos not available? Oh, because he's in R5. Crap. Oh man, the Pontos is in R5. That's not cool. Alright, so here we just ban the Lulu, right? And then bring in a Velajewel. What can he do to me with that Juno? Nothing, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, nothing. Oh, but he's got the Juno for the Rika, so Vela doesn't do it for me. Diana? No, Beelzebub. There we go. Now, does he... Okay. So we have to ban the Nyx then. Okay. But yeah, so Sky, what I'd like to do is like a weekend meetup in Villa de Guadalupe, which is Wine Valley. Rent a couple of stretch Hummers to take us all down there, do like a Wine Valley tour, and then spend a night or two at a really nice hotel out in Ensenada. That's the goal. Alright, let's do this. And I know the hotel. It's a badass hotel. It's a really badass hotel. Are you kidding me? He landed 0. He freaking landed 0. Nice. Really nice. And that Juno's in front too, but that's okay. At least we got some dots on the... Man, that Chung landing nothing wrecked me. And that's match, right? Yeah, he's in front, yeah. Yeah, that's match. Literally did not land a single thing. Kale, I mean, that's an awfully open-ended question. Unfortunately, there's not like just one. I guess the one thing I could tell you is speed tune your team. The single most important thing in RTA is to speed tune your team. With that said, that's not ace though. That's not ace. This ace is a cleaver, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this ace cleaves, right? So I need the ACR here. Okay, so we're gonna go... He took the Lulu, that's fine. Take Mo Long and Etna. Yeah, he cleaves with the Dark Oni though, right? Okay. What's up, Ace? How you doing, man? Yeah, this ace has the Dark Oni, and what you would do with the Dark Oni is not fair. Correct pick for him here is Bastet. I assume he has Bastet ruined. If he picks Bastet here, I lose. Kali is close enough. I told you I face a lot of Kalis, man. Told you I face a lot of Kalis. Yeah. I actually think Bastet is the better pick over Kali here, but he may not have the Bastet ruined, but Kali still pretty much gave him the win. Either of those two basically gave him the win. Kale is actually, so we have, I don't know if we have any mods on stream, because Kale, I've done a video on speed tuning. Speed tuning is basically making sure that your monsters act in the order you want them to act and that their speeds are really close together so that the opponent doesn't get to cut in the middle. But I've done a full video on speed tuning. If you see my attack bars right here, you see how close they all are together? So all of my monsters are going to act in the order I want them to act in. And they are going to, they're going to usually not get cut. This time we got just unfortunate that he's running in the same speed range, and also that the, can I kill this? We're going to try. Oh, that resistance. I mean, the Lulu cleanses anyway, so I guess the resistance means nothing there, right? Yeah, the resistance means nothing. Do I go all in here? No, not yet. We gotta take our lumps right here. Lulu still would have to go S2 immunity and opens up the Lulu to a bomb. Nope, that's game right there actually. That's too much damage. Dark Oni too good, man. Dark Oni too good. Not yet. Not yet. We gotta have some patience. Alright, let's try it. Nope. I knew it. Okay. That was honestly my only chance, though. That's the only way I have a chance right there, is if I get that kill. So, I think it was the right play. I didn't think I would have enough damage. Beelzebub just doesn't really do that much damage, but I still think it was actually the right play. All right, Darkern, have a good night, man. All right, I got absolutely wrecked there, so definitely time to take a break. That was a brutal session. Okay, so this is Pipavin's account. All right, guys, so Pipavin's got 30 minutes of community help, approximately 30 minutes, and then the first community help winner, we're going to go ahead and draw them now so that you know that it's coming up. That person is going to be, drumroll, Damien. Damien, congratulations. You are going to be the first community help winner after this. So if you can send me your info, or yeah, basically. So Damien, if you can send me your info in Discord and then send me a description of what you'd like me to do, that way I can switch over to your account after Pipavin's. Chiwu is 275, follow-up is 250. Yeah, so the only problem you run into there, Kang, is when the Chiwu obviously doesn't get the pushback. Put 100 res on my monsters and it's useless. Okay, let me drop a couple of... Yeah, so Bruce, I mean, the thing with resistance is, resistance was always the least valuable stat in the game, and artifacts diminish the value of resistance even further. The only time you ever really want to do a resistance build is when you're using a monster that typically fights monsters that don't have high accuracy. So putting Saturday Wojo? We don't have one this Saturday. I don't think we have one this... Yeah, it's not on the schedule. Let me check my calendar. It's not on the schedule, it's not on my calendar, and I have a board of directors meeting on Saturday, so I'm sure I wouldn't have given you that date. Message me in Discord, though. Okay, so what was I saying? Lost my train of thought because I saw the Saturday thing. Brozar, yeah, Brozar, you maxed out the points, but Brozar, your points aren't gone yet. I still draw from the same same pool for the next one. You work an OT to pay for the Mexico meetups, guy? Alright, man, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, so resistance. Okay, so it was resistance and speed tuning. Alright, Brozar, have a good night, bro. I guess you did lose your 23k points. Alright, so here's what I was going to do. I was going to get a couple of links for you guys that have asked questions about some of the game mechanics. So bear with me for just a moment. I'm going to get you a couple of links, and then we're going to start Pipavin's account help here. Rosar, you know I've never done that because what happens is that I have to do it for everybody, and it becomes an administrative nightmare with scheduling. Okay, so Kale, regarding speed tuning, I just dropped a link for you into stream. That is a video I did on speed tuning a long time ago that explains how speed tuning works. Regarding accuracy, the video I did on accuracy was a very old video, and honestly, it probably does need to be updated because the thing is, artifacts diminish the value of resistance even further, but the mechanic still works exactly the same. So I just dropped a link into chat for the resistance video, and then I think there was one other, RTA. So for RTA, I've also got, I've got several videos for RTA, but I'm going to drop links to a couple of the more recent ones for you guys that talk about really pick and ban phase, and if you just kind of put speed tuning together with pick and ban, you're going to improve quite a bit. So... Nope, not that one, not that one. Here we go. Okay, so here is a link for RTA team building from scratch. And then, I think the team building from scratch is really the one that you want. Okay, so there are the links. Alright guys, so we are on Pipavin's account right here. And let me get the updated info that you sent me. Okay, copy the builds from Siege. Our team will give some tries. Nothing tuned. Okay, so Pipavin lacks most of the meta cleave monsters. So CT, the thing is, I've already drawn the next winner, so the winner after that's probably a good hour and a half away. I have to warn you of that. Because after we finish with Pipavin, we're going to be on Damien's account next. Axe, no, bro, you need to take a break. You just watched me get wrecked also. I lost every wing I did on stream, man. It's just not the right day. Take a break, bro. Go farm some R5. That's what you need to do, is go farm some R, or go do your TOA. Like, something just to get you out of there. Alright, so here's how I do for an account help for somebody who just wants to kind of get into it. Pipavin hasn't really built his account yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here from scratch. We're going to go through your account. The first thing we're going to do is mark every single monster that can be viable for any type of RTA team. So we're going to put every monster in your box that can be viable for RTA, all in your favorites, and if the favorites fill up, we're going to pull them out and put them in your inventory here. Then we're going to look at all of those monsters together. So we're looking at fewer monsters to get a better idea. And we're going to look at all of those monsters together and see what type of team we can build you where you have the best fit and the most depth. So to start off with, Savannah, obviously a viable RTA monster. Elucia, Vigor, Lulu, all viable. Covenant's a viable counter pick, but he's not one that we need to flag right now. He's more of specifically a counter pick. The Taylor is viable, but you're not really going to build a team around him. Bulwark is obviously a great RTA monster. Blution is usable. Bastet is very usable. Chilling right now is also usable. Probably not going to build him, but we'll flag him for now. Axe, do some test matches against like Yieldies. Just go to Goodwill for a bit and screw around. Try like totally different drafts. Just screw around. Stuff where you don't care if you lose. Okay, Kali is a great RTA monster. Obviously, everyone needs a Vertihile. Garo is no longer that good. The Oni's pretty much finished his stint. Tessarian is still really good in RTA. Belinus is mostly just good for cleaving. And I don't think that's where we're going to land with you, but we'll flag him just in case. Zyros is good as a late counter pick, but we already have better monsters like the Belinus. Ophelia is good, but only the Ophelia really takes some crazy high rune stats, and then a very specific team to build around her. And I don't think you have any of the monsters that I would want to build an Ophelia team around, so we're gonna not flag her. Leica is obviously great. The Ken is usable if we cleave, but since we don't have the Water Ryu, we're probably not going to use the Ken. Vanessa is a great anti-cleave pick. Harmonia would work if we had Molong. Since we don't have a Molong, we won't use the Harmonia. Rika is a must build. Kaki is a must build. Triana is a must build for everybody. Ritesh I actually think can be usable. Yeah, Damien, it's going to be right here. So the Ritesh can be usable. We'll flag him. Wind Bison is usable. Eladriel is actually sneaky useful. I don't think we're going to rune him, but he can be used. Fuki is usable. Ciara is obviously great. Malite is also a sneaky good RTA monster. Escher, I think we're going to wind up having in your core just from what I'm seeing right now. Fran here is good. Icarus is awesome even without the Molong. Ileana is awesome. Felleria is actually useful. Since you don't have Aerial, Felleria is a great monster that you can try to pull against monsters like Asima or even against Blutions. Miho is mostly out of the meta, but you can run a Miho. Obviously, Ace runs a Gemini in his G2 team, but what I will say is you don't have the monsters with high base speeds that we need to make the Gemini team work. So, like, if you had an Ethna and a Shihu, we could maybe try and do something around the Gemini, but without the crazy high base speeds, it's really hard to make a cleave team work off a 19 speed lead. And that, oh, you do have the Shihu, but, oh, you got a bunch of toys down here that are not built yet, actually. Okay. Shane, so Triton is useful as a counter pick when you are playing a turn 1 team and you must take turn 1, but because he doesn't have any 33 leads, The thing is, Triton does absolutely nothing except secure you turn 1. But he doesn't have a lot of other monsters that fit into that turn 1 genre. So I don't see Triton being specifically useful for Pipavin. Now, is Triton useful? He's useful again, like if you have a Samant to pivot into, and you're playing an I must have a turn 1 in order to win, then he's useful in order to secure that turn 1. But that's kind of the extent of what he does. Yeah, no, of course, Shane. That's the purpose of these streams. So Godsent said, what would you think are speed ranges required for F3 like Bioswift and Despair? So Godsent, the thing to remember is Fighter 3 is about half the game. It's actually stupid how they do it. Fighter 3 is literally like 50, 60, 70% of all players in RTA. It's kind of crazy. So it's hard to say one specific speed range that you want to be in Fighter 3 because it's such a broad range. Like you could be in low Fighter 3, high Fighter 3, whatever. So instead I'll tell you for Conqueror 1, you're probably going to want to be somewhere in the, you're either going to want to be like, I run at 230 and I play Guardian 1, Guardian 2 at 230 speed on Violent Will, but my monsters are super, super thick. I play really efficient slow runes and I play for turn 2. So you can do that and you don't need to have the crazy speed. You always need to be over 210 speed. No matter what, any tier that you're in, you need to be over 210 speed. Because if you play anything lower than that, you can be lapped by a 300 speed monster with a speed buff. So nothing you should... No, Chad, I play at 230 total. 230 total, bro. The fastest monster in my box is the Molly, who I'm not using at all this season. I think I literally have 100% loss rate with Molly this season. I don't think I've won a match with her. So the fastest monster that I am actually drafting right now is the Fran. The fastest monster that I have played in like ages is the Fran at 236 speed. And I'm floating around between rank 1500 and rank 600. Yeah, so this is literally the fastest monster that I've drafted in ages at 236 total, plus 133. I mean, my freaking Ethna is 227. Right, well, I'm going to cover all those speed ranges, Astro. I just want to make the point, if you can build your monsters super thick and super efficient like this, then you can play at a slower speed. If you can't reach these levels of efficiency and total stats, if you basically can't take your opponent's best hit on the jaw and survive, then you're going to need to contest speed a little bit more. At that point, to get into C1, I feel like you're going to need to be playing around 250, 255 with speed leads. And if you're trying to play the Swift game, you're going to need to be at 290 to 300 with speed leads. That would be to get into C1. If you want to try and move up to like C3, because C1, C2 are pretty close. If you want to move up to C3, you probably need to be in that 260 to 265 Vio range. Same thing for Despair. And you need to be at about 305 Swift. And then to get into Guardian, if you're playing Swift, you're going to need to be like 310, 315, maybe a little bit higher. And for Violent, you're going to need to be 270 and efficient. And when I say get into, you can reach those levels. Like you can go in and out of those levels, but what I'm talking about is securing a season end finish. So if you want to secure a season end finish in Guardian, you either need to be super, super thick, or you need to be playing about 270 Vio if you're not super efficient. Or you need to be playing like 310, 315 Swift. So those are the speed range, and then Vio and Despair speeds are basically the same, with the one exception being, or the two exceptions being like Ethna and Ryu, or maybe like a Chung or a Yoga. I think all four of those monsters need to be on a faster version of Despair. Otherwise, most of your Despair monsters should just be like 2 or 3 speed ahead of your Violent monsters. They should just be a couple of speed faster than your Violent monsters. That's about it. And Ace, I am thick, but I'm trying to get less thick. I've lost 10 pounds so far, so I'm slowly getting less thick, but my monsters are not getting less thick. And the thing is, guys, I could play 270 or whatever. I mean, like, so this isn't my fastest possible build, but I think this is the fastest monster I have ruined. But just to give you guys an idea, Like, I could play faster. So here, not him, he's slow as shit. This guy right here. So we got 286 Vio Will with pretty much all the stats that we want. I wouldn't mind having a little bit more HP on him, but I mean, you know, reasonable build. So I could play in the 270 to 290 range. I just don't enjoy playing turn one. That's the thing. My fastest build would be my fastest build on Bastet is not like, you know, fastest build on another monster. So, for example, if you were to take my Bastet build, which would actually work pretty decently on an Ethna, I could get up to well over 330 on a, you know, using a viable, like a not a stupid build, but an actual real build. I can still get a few monsters up over 230. 330, obviously. Plus 230. Where's the Ethna? Yeah. So just hot swapping the build, not actually building Ethna, but maybe changing the slot 6 so it's not resistance. We would need what? That's a Swift rune, so we go Swift, attack percent, speed, yeah. So I could do an Ethna something like this, for example. That's 329 with max crit rate, 36 accuracy, 20k HP, plus 1400 attack. Trabajando bien mucho estos días, pero todo bien, gracias. Sí, pero tu trabajo es muy bueno ahora, ¿no? Alright, so for Pipavin's account, because this is not an XG account showcase, let's move back over to Pipavin's account and let's start the account help. Kang, I actually 339? Was it okay, was it 339? Yeah. I can go faster. I ran a 350 Swift Will Spectra. I mean, taking advantage of the 126 base, right? But it was like 348 Spectra in the last Special League. So I have the ability to play turn one, but now to be fair, I don't have the depth. So if I'm playing high base speed monsters, I can run the whole team at 310, 315 with stats that make sense, and the fastest couple will be in the 320s. But I won't have pivots at that speed. That's really all I can get is about 5 300 sets, and then I can make a couple of 290 bio sets. But if I really want to build like a box that has pivots and depth, then I'm probably speed capped at around 300, 305, well, a little faster. Like 310 on Swift is my speed cap, which honestly is not going to take me that far. Like a 310 Swift team in Guardian, I'd have efficiency that really doesn't matter that much. Like all that HP and defense means nothing. I don't have the damage stats there. So I don't think I would go further than Guardian 1 in a Swift build. Now if I played a violent like 280, 270, 280 team, I think I could go Guardian 2, but that's the same thing I do as a turn 2 player. Big Mac with the super chat, dropping the Helena greatness. Alright, just for you, Big Mac, just for you. Is she ruined? Is she ruined? She's not ruined yet. Why did I de-rune her? I need to take my Helena back, man. I actually forgot to re-rune Helena. So, for you, we are going to re-rune our Helena, but not right now. After we do our account help, we're going to re-rune our Helena. Big Mac, thank you very much for the super chat, bro. Very much appreciate it, man. Where's Helena? Should have been up there. Totally forgot to re-rune her when I redid my RTA team. There we go. Yeah, but you'll just shoot straight up to to C2 whenever you start to play again. All right, let's see here. You guys asked about my R5 team, so you can see 37 seconds. So it's a slow team. It hasn't been built properly. That's a nice drop though. But it hasn't failed yet. Since I put the Pontos in, it hasn't failed yet. So I think if I change the Pontos to like a 5/5 Freya, that might speed it up. And I really don't know if the Pontos is necessary. All right, there's that. So let's turn this off. Okay, so, sorry guys, just catching up on a couple things. Alright, Pipavin, back to your account help, bro. Here we go. Alright guys, so, quick recap on where we were before we got distracted. When we're starting off an RTA box, the first thing I do is take every monster out, and then I go back through. Oh, man, rip. I lost everything I did, right? Okay, so I'm going to go back through. I had actually done this already, so we're going to go back through and do this a little bit quicker. I won't call out all the monsters this time. We need the Praha, Bastet, Shihu, Bulwark. Actually, might want a Varad for your box. I'm not sure yet. Probably Varad over Chilling. No, actually, I'd rather have the Chilling over the Varad for your box. Nothing here. We do want the Kali. We do need the Verd. None of these guys. We do need the Tessa. We're probably not going to use Balinus, honestly, so we leave him out. We might... No, we're not going to use Ophelia, so we'll leave her out. We do need the Vanessa, we need the Rika, we need the Kaki. Double check, make sure I didn't skip anything. We may wind up needing a Chloe for you. I don't think we will, but we may. None of those for sure. I'm thinking right now we're probably going to do something around your Escher, honestly. That was what I was thinking in the first place, so let me just finish logging all these monsters out, and then we'll go to the next step. Oh, I remember what happened. I got to all those unbuilt Nat 5s. That was what it was. I got to the unbuilt Nat 5s and stopped. So let's log this box, and now let's come back down. Alright, so now we've gone through all the monsters that Pipavin has built. We've chosen all the ones that we think will fit well. We actually have 30 favorites here right now. So we've already got a 30 monster box. Now the next thing we're going to do is go look at the monsters that he has not built yet. There were several Nat 5s in there. The next thing we're going to do is watch BlueStacks crash, and then we're going to go to his monster and look at the unbuilt Nat 5s. If I have Box and Runes, I'd go Cleave in a heartbeat. Yeah, I wouldn't. Honestly, like if I had 10 330 sets, I still wouldn't Cleave. I just don't enjoy it. Like I don't feel when I win after I Cleave, I don't feel the enthusiasm or the rush of a win. It's just like, yeah, it's just not there for me. I mean, maybe once in a blue moon if I'm playing around with new monsters. Like when I jump onto people's accounts on stream, like if I'm running on Wojo's account with a Gianna, okay, I'll have fun with that for a day. You know, use 20 wings, playing turn 1 with a Gianna. That's going to be fun. But, like, to do it for a whole season, I no longer get that thrill of a win because every fight becomes the same. And what I enjoy is the variety. That's really what it comes down to for me, is that when you're playing turn 1, the fights are, maybe they're not all the same, but they're so similar. Your monster box is smaller, there's fewer pivots, less variety again, or less variety, and that's kind of where it's at for me, is I enjoy the pick and ban. I mean, that's what I play RTA for, is the pick and ban and the strategy of countering and pivoting. I like the chess match at the start. Yeah, but Axe, I feel sorry for the C2s that are going to run into you when you're off a tilt, bro. Okay, so we got our box here. Now, let's take a look. I keep getting sidetracked, so let's take a look here at what's next down here. Alright, so, of the unbuilt monsters, Chow, Josephine, Daphnis, all very viable RTA monsters. Shihu is viable RTA, but probably not for you. No, Jason, I'm not saying there's not strategy in Cleave. I'm saying it's a different strategy. The strategy in the cleave team is in the building of the team, and there is still some strategy in drafting. You still have to be able to read what your opponent's trying to do to counter you, and you still have to be able to pivot. But I'm saying that there's less strategy in the drafting because there are fewer pivots. So you're going to see, for the most part, for example, if you have Gianna, you're going to see the same 3 to 5 counters all the time. You're going to see Hagen. You're going to see people stealing your Ciara. You're going to see Tetra. You know, and that's it. I mean, there's a couple more, but I mean, basically that's it. You're going to see the same pivots, which means you're going to move into the same pivots, which means you're playing a smaller monster box. The strategy at that point was in how you built your box, but there's less strategy, and there's still strategy in the draft, but there's less strategy in the draft and more strategy in the initial team comp. Swift or Despair for Verisa. 182 on Swift. Well, how fast would the Despair be, Chad? But I think I would probably say Despair because that's just too slow for Swift. So, Kang, here's one thing I would say, though. Here's one thing I would say, and I know there's exceptions to the rule, but let's just say, for example, that everybody was G2. You know, let's say everybody had made it to the highest rank that they could possibly make it. Would they still want to cleave? Because I feel like a lot of people cleave. I don't know. It's a whole different conversation, and it's honestly just play styles. And I would agree with you. There's more people who enjoy turn 1. I won't say cleave because there's so many different kinds of turn 1 now, right? There's cleave, there's snipe, there's control, there's several different kinds of cleave, and then there's snipe and control, basically. But there's a lot of different types of turn 1, and people enjoy the different types of turn 1, and I think there's more people who enjoy turn 1 than turn 2. With that said, there are still a lot of us who do enjoy turn 2. I may be in the minority, but I'm not the only one. Axe on stream right now is a perfect example of somebody who enjoys turn 2. Wojo, I responded to the message, actually, bro. Yeah, I responded to the message, bro. What's up, Jesus? How you doing, man? Michael, where would I put Savannah on an RTA tier list? I would put Savannah in the current meta as an S tier monster, probably a lower S tier monster for turn 1 players, and I would put her as a B or a low A tier monster for turn 2 players. She really does not play that well in a turn 2 team, and there are monsters that do the same thing better than her in turn 2 teams. For turn 1 teams, right now, she's mostly a counter pick, but if you counter pick her at the right time, she can be devastating. So because you can't build the team around her, and you can't first pick her, you can't shape a draft with her, I wouldn't put her any higher than S tier in any form of team. But if you use her correctly as a turn 1 player, then she can win a lot of fights for you. Alright, so Pipavin, going back to your lower monsters here and as far as what you should build. So for RTA purposes, I don't think the Shihu is really going to fit your comp and your strengths, so we're going to skip him. The Daphnis would work well for you. The Rocky is out of the meta right now. She will be back in the meta. I really believe she'll be back in the meta, but she's not in the meta right now, so there's no rush for her. Brondia is a very, very underrated monster, but I don't think to really make Brondia shine, you need ridiculous rune efficiency. So we're going to hold off on her. The Antares is definitely a really good monster for you to build, even though he's 4 stars. So these 4 I would want to see you build right away. The Bernard you don't need. The Wind Ryu, I mean, you could do some kind of cool stuff with him, I'm not going to lie. But I feel like you have other monsters that I want to see you build ahead of him. So we're not going to put him up there just because I think there's better targets. And that's pretty much it, right? The Teshar obviously is nothing, and then we're kind of down into 4 stars. Shushu is going to be really good for Special League, but there's no urgency. So these would be the ones that I would want to build. See you build to move into your RTA team next. Of these, just because you don't have a lot of the thick bruiser builds, a lot of the thick bruiser monsters, I think I would go with the Chow first. I would do the Josephine second, and I would do the Daphnis third. However, I will say that all 3 of these monsters are going to add different things to your box, and I don't think you can go terribly wrong by doing any one of them in any specific order. I think they're all very roughly equal for the box that we have identified for you. But just because like you lack the Molong, you lack the Carnal, you need some sort of bruiser if you're going to play turn 2. Other than like the Vigor and the Ritesh. And I think Chow can fill that role for you. So that's why I would do the Chow first. Now Josephine can also fill that role, but not quite as well. She's a little more situational. So if you do the Chow first and you do the Josephine second, I think you're moving forward, and then the Daphnis you're going to build is pretty much a will build. Now, for your box, there is one other thing we could do. I actually fought this team yesterday, and it freaking wrecked me. I want to see if I have the replay, because I'd like to show you how this team worked. It was a absolutely, I got crushed because I got out-drafted by a better team. And I think you have the monsters to build this team. Now, maybe not the runes, obviously, you have to work towards that, but I think you have the monsters. So I'm just checking my replays right now to see if it's still there. Because it was a really, really well drafted, and well, it was, the thing about this team is it was, it may not have been a set draft, but it was basically a designed comp. And the difference there is that the player gave themselves the ability to pivot in and out to several different comps, but it looked like this is what they were working towards. Is this it? No, that's not it. Come on, don't be out. Don't be out of my history. No, it's out of my history. Okay, it's out of my history. So basically the team was Bastet, Josephine. Now I will say his Josephine's stupid procced every single freaking time. But that's what Josephine does. Josephine procs and gets back to her passive. And so the combination of the Bastet and the Josephine made those shields so thick, I couldn't get through them. He gave me Molong and Carnal, and I couldn't get a single monster on his team below like 50% damage. Or 50% health. Like with the Molong plus the Carnal, I was totally shut down. And it was a Bastet Josephine comp. So when you think about the benefits of that, you've got Josephine for strip, you've got Bastet for defense breaks, you've got Josephine to do some pretty nice damage, you've got double shielders, you've got Josephine who self-cleanses. So those two monsters actually play really well together, and then the nice thing is that it's allowing you to play Bastet, which gives you a little bit more turn 1 ability. Of course, you do the Bastet as a violent build in that team, but it gives you a little bit more turn 1 ability, but it also gives you concealment. So one of the most important things for RTA is the ability to conceal your draft. Out of your box here right now, Ciara almost has to be your first pick because she's the only monster I see right here that would really conceal a draft for you. Anything else that you pick, Kaki would be the other option, but Kaki has, he's a net 4. So as strong as Kaki is, he's still easier to deal with than a Ciara. Ciara also gives you more pivot flexibility. Because the Kaki you really can't pivot into another type of team, because you're pretty much controlled by how he's built because he's so stat hungry. So for you right now, I feel like your mandatory first pick almost has to be Ciara. And if that's the case, then we have to get some strip onto your team. And if you look in this box, there's not a whole lot of strip. We've got the Praha, and I really do think that Praha Ciara makes for a great core for you. And we've got the Escher, and I think that's what we're looking at as your core, because this gives us some single target strip, some AoE strip, it gives us double sustain with a speed buff, gives us double oracles, which means you're going to need to do some heavy-duty artifact farming and make sure your oracles can shine. But the alternative to this would be what happens when they take your Ciara. Because the problem is, if they first pick Ciara, who's very contested, the Praha and the Escher are there to set up who? Like, who are they actually setting you up for? So at that point, they can set up a Vigor, but Vigor is going to be weak to Diana's. He's going to be destroyed by Diana's. They can set up a Savannah, but she's going to be dismounted before you take a turn. They can set up the Kaki or the Fuki, but these guys need stupid high efficiency runes in order to shine. So you're going to run into a problem where if we do a core for you that comes around Praha, Ciara, Escher, which I really like that as a core for you, and then you lose the Ciara, you're in trouble. So this is where I like you having the Bastet Josephine, and I've actually talked myself into, I do think maybe you should do the Josephine before the Chow. I still think these two are roughly equal, because you can make a great comp off of either of them, but if you do the Josephine, it allows you to come out with the Bastet. The question now becomes, how can you conceal, because Josephine still doesn't conceal anything. Josephine tells them that you're playing a turn 2. So if they take your Ciara, what can we pick with the Bastet? Probably the Kaki. because these two play amazingly well together. So like they take your Ciara, you come out with the Bastet Cocky, and then you can move into the Josephine Icarus, which I'm pretty sure is what he used against me. It was Bastet, Josephine, Icarus, and then 2 damage dealers. In his case, I think it was Diana and 1 more wind damage dealer. In your case, not having Diana and not really having any of the super meta wind damage dealers, you'd probably do something like the Wind Bison in that role. But you'd be starting off with the Bastet Cocky, which is a total concealment of your draft, because that can be played as turn 1 or turn 2. But it's more often played as turn 1, which is going to force your opponent into making a choice on whether or not they want to try and defend against you. Now, when they try and outspeed you, when they contest speed, you're going to be in trouble because it's harder to pivot back to an anti-cleave from there. But the nice thing is the fact that you have your own Cocky means, and I said it, yeah, I said it, it means that you can also play Miho there as a force ban, and then you can get the Vanessa Triana in. So if you look at what that draft would look like, you know, the opponent goes Ciara, you go Bastet Cocky, then they contest speed. You're going to be able to go Triana Vanessa here. They're going to go whatever, and then you go Miho. Now, at that point, your team is Bastet, Cocky, Triana, Vanessa, Miho, and they don't have a clear ban. If they ban the Cocky, you're going to Miho them. If they ban the Bastet, you've got the Vanessa Triana combination. If they ban the Miho, again, you've got the Vanessa Triana combination, but now you also have an attack buff Cocky. So there's no clear ban for them at that point, which makes it a really nice anti-cleave team. And obviously, any team that you build, the more different types of teams you can pivot into, the better it's going to be. So if your normal first pick is the Ciara, then when the opponent comes out with whatever they're coming out with, you can move along into that Praha Escher combination. And then when they take the Ciara, you first pick that Bastet along with the Cocky. And then if they move into a turn 1 team, you move into the team I just typed out. If they move into a turn 1 cleave or snipe, you move into what I just typed out. If they move into turn 1 control, that's where this Josephine comes into play, because they're not going to be able to control you in that team. And then obviously you're going to get in like the Lulu so that you have that cleanse. And then potentially like a Laika or a Wind Bison or the Fuki, depending on, like if you're facing a Ragdoll, having the double Onimushas is super powerful. If you're facing you know, like Fire Bison or something, then maybe the Wind Bison to reset him, something like that. So generally speaking, I think this is the box. I really like this box for you. I think in terms of rune depth, I don't know what your rune depth is, but if you struggle to rune 30 monsters, because the turn 2 box is mostly Violent Will. So if you don't have 20 plus quality Violent Will sets, then you're going to drop the Chilling, you're going to drop the Alucia, you're probably going to drop the Malite, because none of those are going to be played all that often for you. That gets you boxed down to 27. I do still really like the Ryteshan here, but I think he can be dropped if need be. The Tessa is also going to be a counter pick. You're going to use her against Junos a lot, and then other times when the team is just really passive heavy. But the Tessa can be built on Double Revenge Will. So building this Tessa on Double Revenge will free up another Violent set for you. The Blution is obviously going to be a Fatal build. Bulwark is Shield Will. So we're going to go ahead and put the Josephine Chow on Taurus in there. So this is where I've got your box right now. And that's oh bro, that's strong, man. That's really strong. Okay, so you've got the depth. Okay, so yeah, I find this to be a really balanced box, man. And if you've got that level of rune quality, I mean, we're not gonna lie. You know, we're on stream, we can see you don't have Molong, you don't have Parnell, you don't have the most meta bruisers. That's gonna box cap you a little bit. But I feel like with the Josephine and the Chow, you can get a lot of utility there. I think that the Felleria can play in place of the Aerial to counter Asima and Belinus type cleaves. Obviously, the Felleria needs to be on a fast Violent Will with max res. Or actually, even better, put the Felleria on a fast double Nemesis build, but don't make her squishy. The idea of this Felleria is simply to cut the Asima and the Belinus cleaves, and you're going to be taking a lot of damage when that Asima and Belinus come out. So the Felleria does not need to be squishy. She can be in a normal build, but you just put her on that double Nemesis Will build in a normal tanky, high HP, max resistance, high accuracy build, And then when that Asima comes out, if they don't ban the Felleria, she just passes all those dots and defense breaks right back over to the other team. So it's kind of like how you would play the Aerial in that spot. You're not getting the level of healing that you get from Aerial, but you are jacking up the other team their plays. And then, yeah, the Escher is going to play great with the Ciara Praha. Escher is just a really good all-around bruiser. Praha is an incredibly strong and underrated monster. Since you only have one Verd built, I would put him on triple Revenge. That means you're going to struggle against Yogan teams because you can't play the Verd against a Yogan if you don't have Will Runes on him. But the double Revenge Will Yogan, the double Revenge Will Verd just does not work well enough. So save him as a triple Revenge monster. Save him only for a last pick in your drafts or a fourth pick in your drafts when you're sure the enemy is not likely to ban Yogan, to draft Yogan, or when you believe that you can ban the Yogan if he does draft it. And then, so that limits your Verge usage, but it makes him more effective when you do use him. The Leica, Vampire Nemesis, or Vampire Will is fine. I like him more on Vampire Will, personally. But this season, I think, to be honest, Vampire Nemesis might be a better build for this season. I like everything on Will, but the way this Bruiser season is playing, I think the Nemesis build might actually be better. The Vamp is really important, though. Your Vanessa can go Shield Will. Because you're literally only drafting Vanessa here to counter AoE damage cleaves, AoE, Japanese cleave. So you're literally only drafting the Vanessa, or to counter snipes. So like a Daphnis Odin team, Vanessa will counter, or like a Lucian Julie team, the Vanessa will counter when you pair her up with the Triana and the Miho. But you have to make sure that you've got the Kaki first, so that they can't pull the Kaki and snipe your Miho or turn their Kaki into a force ban. And then when you do that, your Vanessa doesn't have to take a lot of turns. She doesn't need crazy high rune efficiency. She's literally there to keep you alive. Because if they're just running a Lucian, that Lucian has like 6k HP. You can spit on it and it dies. And so the Vanessa doesn't have to be in an OP build. She just has to survive. And so for there, you put her in a Shield Will build. It can go double Shield Will. It can go Shield Will Nemesis. It can go Shield Double Will. Any of those are fine. Or even Destroy. I mean, whatever. It's just Shield Will plus an offset. And then just make her super tanky. She doesn't even need the resistance in that usage because you're using her against high damage output monsters that are not really doing anything else against you. Rika, I would put her in a max res build if you can, but Rika definitely needs to be on Despair. Rika does not need the Vial. She can Vial proc off her own skill 1. So definitely get the Rika into Despair. Kaki, obviously Vial Will. Also, this Kaki needs to be skilled up if you're going to use him. The skill 1 needs to be skilled up. The skill 2 doesn't really matter that much, but the harmful effect rate right here is so important in order to use him. The Fuki we're actually going to remove from your box because you can't double bolt, or excuse me, you can't skill both of them obviously in a row. So focus on the Kaki first, and you can work on the Fuki next. That's it, bro. I think hopefully that gives you a pretty good idea. Hopefully that was since that was an account redemption. If you have any questions, actually, before I jump over to the next one, it was a points redemption, I should say, guys. So Pip have been paid 40,000 points for this, and so I mean you saved up your points for a while. So if you have any other questions or you want me to touch on anything else before I move on to the next account, bro, just ask me. I'm happy to answer those questions. Jesus, I am building my 5th right now, and I feel like that's probably about what I need. It's very, very rare that I'm looking... My 5th one's not ready to be used yet, and it feels like maybe 1 siege a month. I wish I had that 5th Triana ready. And I can't think of a time where I've really been like, man, I wish I had 10 Trianas. So I would keep building them as long as you can, but I feel like 4 to 5 is probably a good number at the G3 siege level. Steven, you're very welcome, bro. Very welcome, man. Porch, there is an account help drawing that'll be open in a bit. Yeah, so Pipavin, in terms of speed tuning, I do have a spreadsheet in the Discord channel. It's under useful links, and that spreadsheet classifies monsters by different types. So for examples, you'll have cleansers and healers and stuff like that, and you want to define each monster into the role that you would treat them as. So for example, I would treat Raitesh as a defense breaker. I think that's the most important thing he does. And that's going to be category number 5 in the spreadsheet. So if you go through the spreadsheet, then that will actually help you figure out the turn orders that you want for all these monsters. With one exception, Ileana, there should be something on the spreadsheet called a rebooster. So Ileana, I would play her slower than the rest of my team for the briefing. And then I would play Lulu slower than my team if you had Molong. But since you don't have Molong, I will probably say to play the Lulu faster. Play Lulu as a cleanser. And then from there, just kind of go through that spreadsheet and assign a role to each monster. So Bulwark is a healer, Praha is a stripper, Bastet is an attack bar booster, Vertihile is an anti-cleave, and so on. And you just assign those roles to everybody and then speed tune them in the order of the roles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right down the list. Nishan, I don't actually do either of those. I build my Vigor on HP, crit rate, HP. Try and get him to about 40,000 HP with 85 crit rate, and do not ignore the attack. A lot of people forget that he scales off both HP and attack. So actually, since we're about to log out, I can jump over and show you. My Vigor is kind of in crappy runes because I don't use him right now. This was like one of my very last RTA builds, so he's got kind of low stats. But I would kind of shoot for this, except you want another 20 accuracy here. I think this, honestly, I'm looking at the build, maybe I'm overselling how bad he is. The build doesn't actually look terrible, except he's missing about 20 accuracy. 35 to 40 is kind of what you're shooting for on him. Oops. And then do I have oh, that's why he's missing the accuracy. I see. So I've got the 35. That's kind of what you're shooting for on his artifacts. You want lots of crit damage, and then you want additional accuracy and additional recovery, and then some damage reduction from wind and water I really like on him. The speed increasing effect is useful. The defense increasing right here, this should be something additional damage probably, or crit damage. If you have Molong, Lulu should act right after Molong, Jesus, but Molong will usually act last. There might be a couple of exceptions, but usually Molong will act last. Pipavin, also, if you want to write down the timestamp, it's an hour 47 in the stream now. We kind of bounced around a lot in the middle of your redemption, but it's spread out through the last hour, and of course I'll repost the stream on my second channel if you need to go back through it. Okay, so that is my screen that is displayed. Damien, are you ready for me to log on, bro? Are you ready for me to log on? You know what, community help? I'll let you guys do a couple of replays. Let me turn the replay command on. We'll do a couple of replays. Let's say I'll take 3. I'll take 3 replays. Let's turn on the A replay command. So it's exclamation point A replay. It's 3,000 points, and I'll take the first 3. Pipavin, you're very welcome, bro. You're very welcome. I'm really glad I helped, by the way. Oh, and somebody asked me how RTA was going. I missed that. Oh, that was Steven. How's your RTA going? So I've been bouncing back and forth from G2, Steven. I got up to rank 600 the other day, and then I did like 20 20 wings while I was drunk and dropped down to C3 real quick. And then like I was just under G2 at the start of the stream, but I lost 3 wings in a row at the start of the stream and dropped down. So. But yeah, I mean, my RTA is going fine. This season's definitely a lot better for me. I still can't beat control teams, but I don't see as many control teams. So overall, I'm enjoying the season a lot more. I really don't even care. Like, as long as I'm enjoying it, I really don't care where I finish as long as I'm enjoying it. I just hated the last couple of seasons because it wasn't fun for me. So this season has definitely been a whole lot more fun. Steven, I am probably never going to be anywhere near SWC. I mean, I can't even push to G3. Like, early in the season, I can't make G3. And that's, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, can't make G3. Obviously, just reaching G3 is an amazing accomplishment. But my point is, SWC players are in a whole different class than the low end of G3 players. And I've never even reached G3 in RTA. I've reached it in Special League. I haven't held it. I've reached it. But never in RTA. Okay, lost track. Which window is which? Okay, obviously the Beelzebub is mine. So this is Pipivin's window. Okay, Pipivin logged me out, so that's perfect. Because I was trying to log myself out. Alright, so, did Damien respond? I did not see Damien respond. Let me just message Damien over here. Okay, got it. It's a replay, Porch. Exclamation point, a replay. Okay, and then we need my window over here. Man, I got so many windows opened up. Okay. Alright, guys. We have a replay from Wojo. Wojo redeeming the replay. Porch going to be redeeming a replay as well. Starting off with Wojo, flexing the Ciara-Gianna combination in Fighter 3, beating up on those poor Fighter 3s. That's very not cool, bro. I'm just saying, that is not cool. But here we go. Wojo opening up, first pick Ciara. Johnny Olaf counters with the Chung Oki. So this is an interesting point right here because all three of these monsters can be played turn 1 or turn 2. So Wojo somewhat concealing his draft, opening up with a monster that can be played either way. Johnny Olaf responding with 2 monsters that can be played either way. This is what I was talking about with concealment earlier. So props to Johnny because I think that is one of the perfect counters to a Ciara open. I really like this counter by Johnny. This puts Wojo in a tough spot. Wojo coming back with the Ryu Bastet, so he's like, screw it, I'm going to go ahead and just show the fact that I'm cleaving because I need to use these monsters, and that's fine. I mean, that's really all you can do at that point. You could have drafted the Ciara as well, but I actually happen to like your Ryu Bastet draft here better. Concealing that Gianna. Excuse, I said Ciara, I meant Gianna. I like the fact that you're concealing the Gianna at this point, though. I think a lot of people draft Gianna earlier than they need to. And there's value in that because you can make your opponent scramble and you can screw up their draft, but there's also value in concealment. So, Wojo coming out with the Ryu Bastet. Again, I like the draft right to here. Johnny coming back with the Fang and with the Kaki. So, I actually really like the Fang counter here. I play Fang against Ryu a lot. I am not sold on the Kaki right here. I think that he's already shown you now he's not contesting speed because he hasn't taken a second speed lead, and that Kaki will get absolutely brutalized by your Ciara. The Kaki here I feel like is a really bad pick, but the Fang pick was great. Now, Wojo coming out with the double bombers, Blushin and Gianna, and at this point, Johnny throws his phone and it randomly lands on Amelia, which he drafts. Honestly, the Amelia is a good pick here. It's probably the best he had for his box. I'm not going to hate on the Amelia pick. I just think that there's really nothing he can do at this point. Once you drop the Blushin Gianna right there, he's just been outdrafted. The Kaki pick is actually what screwed him up. I would have liked to have much more seen a Lulu, a Triana, some sort of sustain. Once he commits to the fact that he's not contesting speed, he needed some sort of cleanser sustain there. He didn't bring it, and the Amelia's not enough. So Wojo obviously going to go ahead and ban this Amelia. Johnny most likely going to ban the Gianna, but he really doesn't have... the only thing he can do is just hope that the Ryu gets some resistances. And of course, we're not going to be seeing resistances, or we would not be seeing this on replay. So, Amelia banned. Johnny goes for the Ciara ban, despite having no immunity or cleansing. Goes for the Ciara ban. So, Gianna dropping the bomb on the Oki, which, by the way, the Oki could have passed that bomb back to you, so that's a little bit YOLO. But Gianna dropping the bomb on the Oki, gets 2 stuns to go with it. Kaki trying to prove me wrong as he comes back and kills the Gianna. Oh, we're on... No wonder I can't keep up with this. We're on triple speed. Let's rewatch this one more time. I was like, man, it's hard to keep up with that, but it's usually not that hard. That's Porches. Alright, let's try this again. So, Bastet with the boost up. Gianna dropping the bomb on the Oki, a little bit risky there, and then gets the stun on the Chung. Ryu goes skill 1 into Kaki for the defense break. Cien dropping bombs on everybody, but Oki cuts in, gets the stun on the Gianna. Gianna is defense broken as well, and the Kaki's going to finish her off despite the attack break. The Feng able to cleanse the bomb off himself, and the Oki surviving the bomb, but the Ryu gets his skill 3 out, kills the Oki. Takes a defense break on the revenge from the Fang, though. That's a 30k bomb on that Ciara as Ciara dies. 31k on the Kaki. Guys, it's 3 water monsters against a Fang. Can this Cien get one more attack boosted bomb out? We all know the answer is yes, or we wouldn't be seeing this replay, but man, that's a lot of procs from the Fang. Cien going down, guys. Cien going down. Is this going to be some sort of crazy Ryu solo? Is this going to... Oh man, Cien sitting there at 1 HP. Fang pushing up his... Oh, Fang's attack bar gets ahead, but we get a single target despair stun from the Ryu. Cien gets the bomb up, but Fang able to cleanse again and finish off the Cien. Bastet now getting revenged into a defense break. Bastet's almost gone. Ryu misses all the strips. Why are we watching this replay? How does he win this, guys? Ryu missing the attack break, but the Fang missing some clutch crits right there. Ryu survives and his passive is back up now. Bastet missing all of her defense breaks, but she does lap, gets a little fluff damage onto the Fang. Ryu dropping the Fang to 1 HP, guys. That's a Fang that's dead to a Bastet, guys. That is Water Monsters soloing the unfair bear. You saw it here, and Johnny Olaf definitely threw his phone a second time. Just saying. Bro, that was a pretty sick replay. That was honestly a pretty sick replay. That was pretty strong, man. That was really strong. Alright guys, we got a little bit more Gianna action coming now from the porch. Everybody got a Gianna except me and Ace. So Porch, seeing somebody talking about Dark Chun-Li earlier in chat, decides to flex the Dark Chun-Li replay here as well. We're looking now at C3 action, guys. C3 action, probably not terribly far from Guardian actually, as Porch's opponent, I can't pronounce the name, I can't read the name, but Porch's opponent coming out with the first pick Mo Long. This is where I keep going back and forth all season between first pick Mo Long and Carnell. So we see a first pick Mo Long here. Porch deciding not to completely conceal his draft goes Ciara Ganny. Now Ganny Ciara can still be played turn 2, but the Ganny is much more likely to be a turn 1 monster. Still, if we look at the rest of Porch's draft, there's really no other way that he could conceal this any better. So, dropping the Ciara Ganny, the opponent comes out with the Lulu and the Kaki. Once again, I feel like Kaki into Ciara is a little bit dangerous, but here we've got the Lulu to protect the Kaki, so I'm much more comfortable with this counter. And that's why we're seeing C3 versus F3. So we got the Mo Long Lulu Kaki countering the Ciara and the Ganny. Porch now showing, yes, I really am rocking out the cleave right here. So he goes with the Dark Chun-Li and the Poseidon. Now the interesting thing here is Porch was able to do this because the opponent is not contesting speed, and even if the opponent were to drop 2 speed leads, Porch would still know that he's able to comfortably outspeed. If he did not, if the opponent had a speed lead in his comp and did not have a Mo Long, I am guessing that Porch would have gone Dark Chun-Li and Gianna here and saved himself the option of bringing in a second speed lead. So the draft changed up a little bit by the fact that the opponent clearly said, I'm going to give you turn 1 no matter what. Alright, so Porch dropping the Dark Chun-Li Poseidon. Opponent comes back with the Leo and the Vertihile. Now, Porch does not have speed scaling damage. So while in a lot of turn 1 teams, the Leo may wind up being a force ban, he does have speed scaling damage. I take that back. The Poseidon has speed scaling damage, but the bombs are going to do a ton of damage, and the control that's coming from the Dark Chun-Li and the Poseidon, along with the Ganny. I see Porch letting the Leo through right here and taking out the Vertihile. It's clearly a triple revenge Vertihile, which is a little risky. It is going to depend on whether or not Porch has will runes, though. If he does not have will runes on the Dark Chun-Li, then he may be forced to ban that Leo. If he does have the will runes, then he's probably going to ban the Vertihile. On the opponent's side, I think that the most likely ban is going to be the Gianna, simply because he did not bring in a second cleanser or immunity buffer. He may be just counting on the fact that you have to ban one of the Leo or the Vertihile. So he may let the Gianna through, keeping the Lulu and banning the Ciara, but I think those are his only 2 viable bans here. It's the Ciara or the Gianna. And I would kind of lean towards expecting a Gianna ban here. Me personally, I ban the Ciara, I'm just saying. But I would lean towards expecting the Gianna ban. So it is the Ciara ban, and it is the Leo ban, and there are no will runes on the Dark Chun-Li, hence the Leo ban. Dark Chun-Li opening up with the skill 1, knowing that the Gianna is running behind. Gianna lands 3 stuns. Poseidon misses everything, guys. Ganny misses 2 pushbacks as well. The Lulu is reset, though, and the Dark Chun-Li lands just about all the debuffs, gets a Despair stun on the Kaki to boot. Gianna landing the, on the Vertihile. Gianna landing the bomb on the Vertihile. Dark Chun-Li getting some pushback on the Lulu, but the Ganny reset into the Poseidon. This time, Poseidon lands everything. That Lulu is hanging on by a thread, and the thread just got severed. That is a dead Lulu. Kaki is fully debuffed. The Mo Long is already reset. How fast did this Ganny get back to his skill 3, guys? Dark Chun-Li putting a little fluff damage into the Kaki. Mo Long now going for the skill 3 for a 3rd time, guys. That was 3 times this Poseidon, not Mo Long, Poseidon. 3 times this Poseidon got the pushback. That was a beefy Mo Long sitting over there. But once you're beat, you know you're beat, and you go ahead and quit out as Porch rocking out his opponent despite a ton of bad RNG at the start. What's up, Noir? How you doing, man? All right, looks like that was it for the replays. Damien has actually not responded to me. So I have sent Damien a message in Discord. He sent me the account info. So Damien may have dropped off the stream, which means we're going to go ahead and draw another winner from the grouping. So let's see here. What's up, Papa Panda? How you doing, man? Oh, did you redeem? Oh, you did redeem Astro. Okay, my bad. Let's go ahead and turn that off. All right, we got one more replay first then. We got one more replay before we do the drawing. This is going to be from Preparation H, Mr. Astro Glider himself. Astro playing a turn 2 team, guys. Turn 2 team opening up first pick Lulu, so there's no concealment here. But he goes first pick Lulu. Opponent comes out with the Mo Long and the Fuki. So I actually really like this. A lot of times people are running Mo Long Kaki, but I do like the Fuki here as a counter to your Lulu first pick. So I think that's a solid counter. Astro coming back with the Fang and the Escher, which I do like this as well. At this point, you've now got triple sustain. You've got heavy damage from the Fang. You've got the strip from the Escher. You got a lot of flexibility to go in a lot of directions on your final picks. Opponent coming out with the Chung and the Oki, so playing double reset. Be honest, I'm not a huge fan of these picks right here, simply because one of those two can be banned out. I feel like if the opponent were setting up for a Hathor, there may be some logic in it, but he's shown you so much control right here while you already have a Lulu on the field. There's a good shot you could pull a second Lulu, and his control comp's not going to fit together as well with the Mo Long. So I don't really love the Chung and the Oki together. I think the Oki pick is probably okay, or maybe the Chung pick is okay. But most of the time, as a turn 2 player, you want to take Chung to keep him away from the opponent. And once you've come out with Fang and Escher, you're not playing Chung. So if you're running a Mo Long type comp, Chung is just really not viable on either side here. So Astro, seeing the Chung and the Oki, drops the Fire Bison and the Fire Ryu. So that tells us already that you're going to allow the Fuki and the Chung through pretty much no matter what comes out. And you're most likely leaning towards banning the last pick almost no matter what it is, because you really have outdrafted your opponent at this point. I shouldn't say that. You're leaning towards banning the Mo Long. Excuse me. You're leaning towards banning the Mo Long unless the last pick is a Ciara. Maybe a Rika. But pretty much Ciara, Rika, or a Rika type monster, Belenez, Zyros, those types. At that point, otherwise, I assume you just ban out the Mo Long, which is going to protect your Fire Ryu. Presumably, your opponent's going to ban the Fire Ryu, but that still then gives you the Lulu Carnal comp, and he's got no immunity. Either way, you're going to rock him. The Icarus pick right here, I do like this as the last pick, because Icarus is now giving him a second way to counter the Fire Ryu. He's got the Mo Long and the Icarus together, so that tells us actually Fire Ryu is getting let through. So the ban over here is almost certainly going to be either the Carnal or the Lulu. Since he did try and run control on you, I feel like it's going to be a Lulu ban. At which point, you still have to ban the Molong, though. You cannot let that Molong Icarus combination through. So I think we got a Molong ban here, and I think we got a Lulu ban here. So we did wind up with the Molong ban, but he does ban the Chung, allows the Molong Icarus combination through. Fuki's starting off with some fluff damage. The Molong Icarus combination deleting the Fire Ryu. However, the Bison gets a clear shot, gets 1 stun and 3 slows. Big damage from the Escher, deleting the Fuki, which is a little bit YOLO, because if he doesn't get the deletion right there, that Fuki's going to have really high damage. Oki getting a couple of stuns, but the Escher's going to proc out right here. Oki passing the defense break back and then resetting the Fire Bison as well. Molong stunning Wind, of course, as the Fang misses a turn right here. The Fire Bison unable to really do much. The Icarus now putting 12,000 heal back on that Molong. However, the Fang has got the Molong right back down. Oh, the Oki stuns everything but wastes the skill too after resetting the Fire Bison just a turn earlier. Escher bringing out the big damage again. This time the Escher able to delete the Molong, which means that he's got the Massacre back up again, pumping another 10,000 damage into that Oki. Icarus trying to heal everybody back up and does get a little bit of damage. Excuse me, does get just a little bit under max health for everybody's heals. But the Fang now going nuts, man. Fang taking 3 turns, including the counter, deleting that Oki. Icarus tries to delete the Escher, but just does not have what it takes to delete an HP scaling unit. Icarus now sitting down at about 30% health. Escher procking again. I don't know why he hasn't quit out yet, because we know this Fang is going to wreck him. Congratulations, Astro. Very nice ban, man. Very nicely played. Got you, man. The Icarus Molong combination is so strong, especially because Icarus gets the guaranteed proc. So if you let that Icarus turn cycle on you, it can turn out really bad sometimes. Alright, so that was all of our replays. Damien still has not answered, so we're going to go ahead and draw our final winner of the evening, and that person is Vrozar, who went to bed quite a while ago. Unfortunately for Vrozar, I put 20,000 points into this one. So I will tell you guys, the next highest points right now is JC. I know JC is around, and then after JC, it's Andrew Kelly, and then Porch and Hotshot, both with 8,000 points in. Axe has 5,000, and then everybody else is much lower. So those are our top people right there as far as who put in how many tickets, and the winner is Shiki! Oh, I list off all the top people, and Shiki pulling it out of the hat with about 2,000 entries. Shiki, are you still on stream, bro? And Abram, what's up, man? How you doing? I think Shiki had a little over 2,000 in. Haven't seen Shiki in a minute, though. Haven't seen Shiki in a minute, so I don't know if he's still here. He hasn't spoken up yet, guys. Well, that's awesome, man. I hope you enjoyed the stream, bro. I mean, Porch, at this point, you practically could have done a redemption. You're 18,000 in. All right, Shiki, we are giving you a final call here, Shiki. Your final call will be, let's say, I'll give you 30 seconds, Shiki, because I do feel bad. I don't want to rush through it too fast. So, Shiki, I'm going to play one RTA match, but at the end of my draft, so we're giving you about 2 minutes. If you're not here, Shiki, at the end of the draft, we're drawing another winner. Or maybe when I match. At this point, it may just be whenever I match. Alright, there we go. We got a match, guys. We got a match. We're going to first pick... I want to do something different here. Let's do something different. Well, I don't get first pick. Never mind. So I can't do something different. Okay. Alright, so we are going to counter this. I keep going back and forth on how I want to counter this. But we're going to take the Carnal Lulu right here. Problem with this counter is then he's going to draft a Kaki, and he just has so much damage, because he can do, from here he can go like Molong, Kaki, Icarus, and it's almost impossible for me to prevent him from deleting something. Now, the Harmonia actually opens up some opportunity for me here. Harmonia Chow, okay. Okay, I haven't seen anybody go in this direction in a while, so I think we're going to go Diana Tyrannus. I want to get the double wind out right now. I am thinking that I would like a Bulwark here, but he may pull the Bulwark because I pulled the Tyrannus. That's the one risk that I took here. So if he pulls the Bulwark, I'm going to just have to let the Bulwark through because I don't think I can let him have the Molong Harmonia Chow comp here. Now, Molly is the dream. Molly is the dream. We should just be able to ban. Can we ban Molong? Can we deal with that Fire Ryu? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I want the Rika here. Single target, single target. I can't take the Leica. You know what? We can take an Annabelle. We can take an Annabelle for some sustain and some cleanse. Here are the Annabelle stats right here. Now, I've got the Tyrannus, so what happens here? If I ban the Fire Ryu, he's going to get one snipe because I did not take a Lauren, right? I can't mess with his turn orders. So what happens if he bans the Tyrannus and he snipes right here? Do I have enough damage? I don't. So we have to ban the Molong. Okay, yeah. Molong was the correct ban because I just wouldn't have enough damage to survive. Eli, once you clear all PvE content, the next step is to bring your teams up and make them faster and more reliable, and then the next step from there is to start working on guild content. Can my Diana cut? Yes, because the, what's his name? The Fire Ryu should revenge right here. This allows the Diana to cut, but the Molly's going to cleanse the Chow, right? No, the Molly cleanses Harmonia. Okay, so I think we can do this. Oh, it's fair that we missed it on the Chow, but still. Do I have enough damage? We're gonna YOLO it. Do I have enough damage? 8k, this should do 24k. I don't think it's actually enough, but what? We're gonna try. Okay, we got it. We got it. Okay. Absolutely not, Abram. Absolutely not. Let's go ahead and do this. Now, it's silly to go for Trikaru if you're bypassing other teams in the middle. That's the difference. Don't try to skip straight to Trikaru without actually having a team. Like you still need to be able to farm, right? So that's the big thing. But once you have a stable Dragons team, there's nothing wrong with trying to build your Trikaru as soon as you can. Okay, this is a little risky here because if I do glance, that Ryu is going to cut. But the Diana can't do anything against the Ryu. Oh, I did get the glance. Okay. Does he delete me? No. Okay. Good. I knew that was a little risky. But the thing is, I don't think Diana had that much value to me. Once the Molly goes down, I don't think Diana has enough value. You know what? Okay, we got AoE cleanse next turn, right? So we can go ahead and protect. Let's protect the Diana. Or not. Didn't really need to protect the Diana. That's okay. Man, big damage from the Harmonia, but that's okay. We're well ahead now. I think I've got my skill 3s back up on everybody. I wish the Annabelle was in front of the Diana here, but fair enough, is what it is. We can do this, and let's do this. And can we provoke? No, okay. Pippin, it is gonna be in there. Okay, now that's a dead Molly. Perfect. Bye-bye. Yeah, Abram, you do need to build a dragon team before Tricaro because you're going to need to get yourself some guard runes. You also need to build a raid team. Actually, all kinds of raid teams. You need to build yourself one for the dimensional rifts, like wind and fire and all that, so that you can get some determination runes. And then you need to build yourself a raid team. I don't care if it's R3, R4, R5, whatever, but you need gems and grinds. You really do. Here's the Diana runes, Eli. Okay, guys, Shiki was not here. We'll go ahead and pick the next winner, Andrew Kelly. Sorry, Porch, but I know Andrew Kelly is here, and the good news is, Andrew, it didn't even take your 1,700 points because I had it closed. So, Andrew, you got in for your 8,000 entries. Congratulations, Andrew. Porch, I might draw one more depending on what Andrew wants and how long I'm on his account. Big might. Where that is. Big might, but I might. If we're not on Andrew, actually... No, not yet. We're going to save that for another day. I am going to be giving away Mini-Me sometime soon, by the way, guys. With Solo R5, I no longer need the alts. I'm going to be giving away all 3 alts that I bought. I don't know. I'd like to sell Mini-Me, obviously. I'd like to get my money back, but I probably won't, so I'll probably just give them away on stream. Alright. Do I have enough damage if I Triana here? Probably not. What if I Beelzebub? No, I cannot because he's got the double resets. I could do... Oh, Leo's probably the play here, right? Leo becomes a force band, but no, then we got the Cocky. He doesn't have strip, so I could go Pontos. But Pontos is stupid me running R5. Hey gang, now let's just do the Diana. Let's do the Diana. Ban the Ninja. Does he ban the Lulu here? Yeah, no, he gave me the Lulu. Okay, nice. I told you I've got like 100% loss rate so far this season with Molly, so let's see. Just select an RTA draft for you. So basically what I did for Pipavit. Oh, that's so dirty! Oh, that was dirty, guys. That was so dirty. Missed everything. Oh, you missed everything. I feel bad. I actually feel bad. Like... I can't resist ever, and then I get... Well, he did land all those other debuffs, though. So we're going to do this. Do I proc him now? Yes, I proc him now. And then we got to push you back. And unfortunately, he got the debuff. That was... I screwed up. I should not have procced the Ryu there. I should not have procced the Ryu there. That was a bad play. I think I'm in front of Gani. I think. But I'm not sure. This Gani may cut me. But the thing is, Gani's going to ventilate that Oki either way. Okay, he does cut me, but he's still got to ventilate the Oki. No, he does go for the reset. Okay. That was a stupid play on my part then. I screwed that up. Yeah, that was a bad play, actually. That was I knew I wasn't in... I don't know why I was trying to convince myself I was in front of Gani. That was just stupid. He's got his skill 2 up too. He's gonna cleanse my he's gonna clear my Diana. Oh, that was close. All right, we gotta shield her. Well, apparently I did quit in honor. I basically just gave him my Diana for no reason. Nice prop. Yeah, I just like gave him Diana for absolutely no reason. I don't know why I did that. That was stupid. To be fair, I don't know if I can survive this either way, but I made 2 major misplays there. I really did. Proccing the Ryu made no sense, and then changing form on the Diana there was just a bad play. Back to skill 3. I made 2 really bad plays. I don't know if I win that without the bad plays. I don't know if I win that either way, but I did make 2 very bad plays in there. 2 misplays. How much attack does Chung Peng need? It really all depends, bro. Mine has like no attack. Well, he has no crit rate. He has some attack because I run him with Ethna sometimes. So when I run him with the Ethna, I get the Ethna lead, and then he's 69 crit rate. But my Chung is basically there just so the opponent does not get to use Chung. That's like the only reason I draft Chung is to keep him away from the opponent. It doesn't work, as you guys just saw. I still cannot contest control, but it's why I take him. Okay, so Andrew, did you send me your info? Let's see. You did not yet. So Andrew, if you could bump our chat. So Andrew, I mean, if you want me to go through a full RTA box, that's usually over half an hour, or siege defense lineups are usually going to be fairly long as well. So I can do one or the other, but it's pretty rare that I can do both in half an hour. Okay, so on the Bastet, obviously I have Beelzebub. That gives me the ability to go here, but I talked about this a lot on Pipavin's account. Triana Cocky is a great counter to this Bastet cleave here also. Now, he's gonna go, let's see, so we definitely need a Revenge Vertihile here. And I feel like a Revenge Leica might be nice as well. We're gonna ban the Rocky. We're gonna take a force ban ourselves right here with the Magnum. Ban the Rocky, and I think we're good. Bans the Leica! That, of all things, I did not... the Leica was like the one I was like, okay, he might ban the Vert, he might ban the Magnum, he might ban the Beelzebub, maybe he bans the Triana, but the one monster he'll never ban is the Leica. I mean, he's even got the freaking Julie. Alright, do I care about immunity here? No, I'd rather save this for healing, right? No, I do care about immunity. No, I'd rather save this for healing. Yeah, I'd rather save this for healing. Yeah, let's kill you. And let's cycle on you. Oh, that kind of hurt. You know what? We're just going to skill 1 here. Okay, let's cleanse this. Push you back. Oh, that hurt. Didn't matter, but it hurt, because we'll bring the Magnum right back. We'll cycle on you a little bit. Let's see, can we get a sleep or a pushback or just a resistance? Anything? No? Okay, that's fine. He'll go into the Magnum again. She'll go here, but I mean, there's really no way he can win this. He lost this a long time ago. Actually, we need pushback more than, yeah, there we go. Axe, I am debating. It depends on how long it takes on Andrew's account. So, let's see. I got the bump from Andrew. Just do RTA. Okay. Huh. Oh. There we go. I think it's this, right? Do that. And that. There we go. Perk, I may do one final roll. I may do one final pull where I think the last... What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one more because you guys put in a bunch of points. But for the last person, I'm just doing 6 RTA wings on your account. That's what we're going to do. Because I know a lot of you guys actually, that's what you wanted. At least I think a few of you, that's what you wanted. So the last one won't be an account help. The last one will be just me doing 6 RTA wings on your account. We'll do some betting on that as well. So let me go ahead and pick that last person now, just so you know who it's going to be. And it is Axe. It is Axe. Okay, Pork and Perch. Pork and Perch? Pork and Perch? Okay, guys, from now on, you are Pork and Perch. I like that. Okay. Porch, and Perk. The PP guys, the PP brothers. Porch and Perk. I did try. I gave you one extra drawing. So, Axe, I'll do 5 wings. 6 wings on your account if you have 6 wings left. So, Andrew, we're not going to be looking at your runes because you said you wanted a box, right? Well, I won't even be looking at the runes. So, what we're going to be doing is the exact same thing we just did on Pipivin's account. We're going to uncheck everything that you've gotten here. So we're not even looking at the runes for right now. A lot of these monsters will be unruined. We're going to go through your entire box and just mark every monster that can be usable in RTA, and then we're going to shrink it down. So, Vigor, Lulu's still very useful in RTA. Tyrant actually can be used for certain types of cleaves. So can Varad. So far, I haven't seen a lot of bruisers, so that's why I'm marking some of these other monsters, but I'll shrink this back down. Monsters like Tyrant and Theomars will fall out if you have better alternatives. They're really not great for RTA, but they can work in a starting RTA account. Same for Ajir, same for Chilling. The Susano and the Twins, not so much. Carcano, Bastet, Julie, Blution, Abelio. You got a pretty deep box, so we are going to need to shrink some of these down. Okay, so the Theo, the Tyrant, we almost certainly won't need. The Wusa, I don't think we're going to need. Ajir, we won't need. Carcano, do you have a 2-8 Kali? You have the Kali, so we'll drop the Carcano. I like him more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did Ace pull an LD5? Hold up, did Ace just pull an LD5? Oh. Oh, he pulled, okay, so he pulled a really good Surfer. Anyway, okay. Bro, I got so excited there for a second, because his name's John, not Johnny, so I thought there was like a Johnny that I didn't know about or something. Bro, I was literally gonna shut down the stream right there. I was literally about to shut down the stream and tell you guys all to go over to Ace's stream when I thought he pulled the, I was so excited, bro. Oh man, okay. All right. Well, at least Ace got a new toy, though. At least Ace got a new toy. I'm happy about that. I'm happy for Ace. Happy that he got a new toy. But man, I really thought you were saying that he pulled an LD5 or something. I was like, oh my god, finally. No, he pulled it for himself. I just saw it in guild chat. You guys can... Whoa! Alright, there we go. I'm sure the Alicia there was a dupe, so that's just crystals. But the Surfer was definitely new for him. That's awesome, man. I'm glad he got a couple of toys. And now he says Gianna incoming. Okay, so if Ace gets a Gianna, guys, we're ending the stream. I'm just telling you that right now. If Ace were to pull an LD5, I would actually just pay you guys back on your community help. I would do them on the next stream. But if Ace actually pulled an LD5, we would all have to go over to his stream. That's like all there is to it. All right. In the meantime, who do I think is the most underrated unit this RTA season that people should use more often? Josephine could definitely be in there. Felleria, I keep meaning to ruin her and I don't, but I feel like there's a lot of Asima type cleaves, not a lot, but there's enough But no, she's not common usage. Josephine is the one that comes to mind. I don't see her often, but I don't play the type of team that draws her out often. So I don't know if she's being used more than I think she's being used. But she's almost never used against me, and when she is used against me, she wrecks me. So that's the one that comes to mind. Alright, so coming back to Andrew's box. So, Vigor, Lulu, we no longer need the Viraj. You've got enough. Dude, Ace pulling, that one is a dupe. Go ahead and just like keep flashing over to Ace's. Let's keep flashing Ace's pulls over here. Ace pulling the Tyrannus this time, guys. So Ace getting the Tyrannus, okay. So coming back over here, I think the Abellio's probably not going to do much for you. Honestly, with the Praha, the Abellio's a better option. We're going to leave the Julie. Actually, we're not going to leave the Julie. We can go back for her if that's where we settle. So to this point, I feel pretty good about the box. The Samant, the Chilling may land there, the Blution. We'll come back down here. So I don't think we're going to need that Tyrant because you do have a pretty deep box. I don't think we need the Ajir. Don't need the Beth. We might need a Tetra, you never know. This guy's very underrated also, the Belial. Ryu and Chao, obviously both really good monsters for RTA, and actually outside of RTA. Velajul, great for RTA, so are Tessarian and Vertihile. Meihu Wang can be useful at times. A really well-built Meihu Wang can basically 1v4 a team. If the RNG goes his way. That's the big thing though, is he is a little RNG reliant. Leica, you guys just saw me use him, so obviously he makes sense to build. Kumar is another one I think is actually really underrated. Going to your question, who's underrated? I believe Kumar should be used more. HP scaling bruiser with AoE silence and AoE cleanse and sustain. I think Kumar is a monster that needs to be used a lot more. Alright, Belinus, probably not going to fit in your team because you've got Karnell and Yogan. Holy crap, your box, bro! Alright, bye-bye Kumar, because we've got Karnell and Yogan. We no longer need the Kumar. We no longer... Belial actually still could serve some purpose, but we no longer need the Tetra. No longer need the Chilling. Let's refresh this again. Dude, your box is stupid. For RTA purposes, you just have some great, great monsters. Okay, let's see here. So, maybe, maybe not. Belinus, no. Tomo is a monster that I truly believe is underused. But here's the thing with Tomo. I haven't seen her used yet. So I think her buff was really legit. This buff right here. Attacks the enemy target, suppresses the target, blah, blah, blah. Karma, right? If the target uses a skill with cooldown time, and the used skill's cooldown time will be increased by 3 turns more than the maximum cooldown. So, the thing is, for cleavers, Tomo gives you a speed lead. Tomo gives you AoE, increase of duration, and an attack bar absorb. So imagine you pair Tomo with Okeanos, but then you put a Karma on Lulu, and you basically remove Lulu from the match, because Lulu is what's being used to counter those types of teams, right? So I feel like Tomo makes a ton of sense in certain types of turn 1 teams, and she's not being used yet, but I think she's going to at some point. I do expect Tomo to become meta. Now, with that said, I don't know her well enough to know how to use her. I can't promise you she's good, so we're not going to mark her down for you. I'm just saying I expect at some point she will become meta. Obviously, we need the Triana. Jamire would be good. Zingze. Holy crap, dude. You've got, like, every monster in the game. Yeah, we're just about out of... we are actually out of space here. We can drop the Eladriel, though. Probably drop the Odin. You have too many better... I don't know. Now, you have better options than Odin. You have better options than Raitesh. We can drop those. Lag is good. Fuki, is he skilled? He's not skilled, so we won't do him. No, I didn't miss Masha, Elitist. I'm not a fan of Masha. I don't think Masha's a very good monster at all. But in the rare cases where I would use her, it would be on a either with a Ragdoll or on a super fast turn 1 team. But for the box that he's got so many better options than Masha. Fang obviously is going to be great. Escher would definitely work for you. Molly would work for you. So now we're going to need to pull a couple of monsters out of storage. And then Andrew, give me an idea. Who's your fastest monster? So I can get an idea of where your speeds are and if we should be going turn 1 or turn 2. The Wusa, kind of on the slow side. Okay, that answers that. So yeah, we need to be turn 2 for you. Alright, Felleria, Molly, Lauren, Fran, Miho. Yeah. Oh, I didn't pull them out. Tiana has your fastest set. Okay. If Bastet's your second fastest, we're okay. So yeah, even with the Tiana set, plus 193 is very respectable, but it's not there for a turn 1 RTA team. Not with the box you have. So the thing is, you could take that turn 1 RTA team, probably up to Fighter 3, which looks like it would be great progression for you. I think the plus 190 Tiana would get you up into the Fighter 3 range if you can do a second plus 190 set. But I don't think it's going to take you further. And the monsters that you have, if you can put together decent turn 1 violent sets, is what I'm looking at on your box right now. Is I feel like you should be a turn 1 violent player. And what that means is that you're going to try and outspeed other violent players, but obviously get outsped when somebody's playing Swift. So you're going to play kind of bruiser control types on violent, but you're going to play fast bruiser control, maybe sacrifice some stats in order to take that turn 1 instead. And I'll show you more what I mean once I have the full box pulled out. It's a different type of team than what I play. But it's a similar team to what I play, but it's different because I focus more on allowing the opponent to hit me and then just taking that hit and coming back at them. In your case, I think we're going to go 50-50, where some opponents we're going to let them hit you if they're playing Swift, and we're just going to try and survive because you can come back and control them. More importantly, those people who are playing Swift, you're going to be contesting their picks all the way through the draft. Because you have the Yogan, you have the Carnal, you have a lot of the meta control units. So what I'm actually envisioning for you is basically you stealing people's picks and forcing them into their second tier monsters while you're playing your first tier rune sets. So then they might take turn 1, but they can't kill you because you've stolen their monsters. Hopefully that makes sense. So as we go through the box, I do kind of like the Belial for you. I still really do. But if he's not skilled, he's not going to be worth deviling, so we're going to drop him out. I still kind of like the Bastet as a sneaky deep pick for you. I don't think the Samantha is going to be needed for the team I have in mind. The Helena would work great. The Leo is a good counter pick. The Jemire actually could work well in this team because we need a backup speed lead, and I think the Jemire plays better than the Samant. So we've got Water Ryu, Ciara, Jemire, so we have 3 speed leads, so we need to keep him in. The Monkey, Tyrannus, Singzay are all really good. I think the Escher fits this team pretty well also. Now, every single RTA box should always have a Fran and a Lauren. So, where we stand right now is we're at 33 monsters for you. The question is, do you think you can rune 33 monsters? Because I haven't looked at your runes. I don't know what your rune depth is. So if you... Oh, we can actually drop this Zyros. I missed him. Zyros does not make a lot of sense here. So that gets us to 32. Oh, he's not flagged. He's flagged. What? Oh, there he is. Okay. Drop the Zyros. Add the Felleria. So I think we can drop the Veramos. Definitely drop the Veramos because you can't rune this many monsters, and Veramos is super, super niche. We can drop the Molly simply because I told you guys I can't win with Molly. I would like to keep the Felleria if we can, so let's take a look here at what we can do for your box now. Okay, so I got us to 30. No, we're still at 31. Did I drop anyone from here? I dropped the Molly from here. So let's get you in there. Okay, I got us down to the 30. All right. So here's what I'm envisioning for you. Fastest Swift set stays on Bastet. When you feel like you need turn 1, she'll give you turn 1 with an attack bar boost. Pippin, you should consider Kali as both, but primarily as a buffer because you're gonna. Well, see, it depends on the team you're running. So for your team, you want the Kali on a double Nemesis build so that she can cut in between and then put the invincibility up. So In your case, the Kali is going to need to have a little bit more health on a double Nemesis Will build. And she needs to be able to take a hit. You kind of build her like a Nemesis Daphnis. She's going to be a very niche pick for you. She's not going to be a primary pick for you, but when you do build her, you're going to consider her a buffer that does damage. Yeah. But again, double Nemesis Will build. Okay, so Andrew, so for here, and Andrew, if you want to timestamp this, we're at 2 hours 40 minutes. The Vigor is going to be in a damage build, so you want the high crit rate. You can take less crit damage here and change that for a lot more HP because he gets targeted early. Lulu needs max resistance, and I know you said your runes, just disclaimer for Andrew, guys, these monsters were not runed for RTA, so I'm comparing it to the builds here just to give you an idea of what to do. But the Lulu HP and defense are good, just needs the max res. Bastet takes your fastest set. Blution build here needs about 5,000 more HP. Everything, and he needs 14 less accuracy. He only needs 35 accuracy because he gets a 50 accuracy boost on his skill 2. Skill him up when you can the rest of the way, obviously, but he's fine now with the damage boost. So for your Blution, you can drop 14 accuracy, throw on a couple of HP artifacts, and then change 2 accuracy rolls to HP rolls, and he's where he needs to be. Plus 10k HP is good for him. Maybe try and get him to plus 500 defense as well. Praha build, you're going to want the Praha to be on Despair Revenge, on Violent Revenge or Violent Will. Both of those builds are viable. Ganymede has not been super meta this season, so I do think that you can get away with the Revenge build on the Praha and allow her to turn cycle. But if you start facing a lot of Ganymedes, then you're going to have to switch her to the Will build. But for right now, I would put her on Violent Revenge and just try and get away with that. The Ryu is going to be on one of your fastest Despair sets, but not too fast. You want him to be within about 15 speed of the rest of your team, so you don't have to rely on multiple attack bar pushbacks. But keep in mind, I want you to build this team on faster Violent runes. So, because you don't have the rune depth to build that many pivots, what I want to see is you being in Violent, taking a lot of turn 1s when the opponent is also playing Violent. I want to see you contesting speed. When the opponent is playing Swift, I want to see you going Bruiser. That's basically the concept of what I have in mind for you here. So the core of your team is going to be Yogun because Yogun, even though he's not in the meta right now, is still basically the strongest or one of the 5 strongest elemental monsters in the game. I don't understand, honestly, why he fell out of the meta, because whenever I've used him on someone's account, I win basically every match. Whenever I face him, I lose basically every match. I'm thankful he fell out of the meta. Don't get me wrong, I am thankful, but I still say if he's not the strongest elemental, he's in the top 3. So my concept for you here is first pick Ciara, or if they have first pick, then you go Ciara Yogun. If they take the Ciara, then you go Ryu Yogun. So you're basically showing cleave, and what you're going to try and do is intimidate them into moving into a defensive team. So I want you to basically fake. You're basically faking. You're going to pretend that you're cleaving them, but you're actually going to be running fast Violent on Bruiser builds, so that your goal is really to just control the Violent people who are moving into that kind of anti-cleave team, but have enough HP that you can survive, because you're contesting the 3 most meta picks right here. You're taking Ryu, well, 3 of the most meta picks. So by contesting these 3 picks, when somebody tries to cleave you, they're not going to have 2 of these 3 picks available, which means that they're moving to their lower tier runes, and it's going to give you the ability to survive and cut. So, core of your team should be something like Ryu, the core of your team is basically Ciara, Yogun, Carnal. So what you really want to be playing, like your goal every match is to have Ciara, Yogun, Carnal plus 2 pivots based on what the opponent plays. When they steal your Ciara, then you're going to be going Ryu, Yogun, Carnal. When they steal your Carnal, then you're going Ciara, Yogun, Ryu. When they steal your Yogun, blah, 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 you get the idea. But this is the core of your team. The thing is, you're going to have, and sorry, to answer your question, Praha you want on Violent because you want her to turn cycle a lot. You want to take advantage of that Oracle, skill 1 turn cycling with the Praha. Juno goes on Despair because Juno is used slightly differently. Now, so when we come to your draft, basically if you get your core Ciara, Yogun, Ryu, Now, if your opponent is contesting speed, it allows you to move over to like a Lulu Triana, a Lulu Leo, Fang, Fran, probably not Fellerio. You're basically looking at the Lulu, Triana, Fang, and Fran. Depending on, like, if your opponent decides to contest you all out on speed, these are your defensive monsters. These are your pivots based on the elements and the units the opponent's playing. When the opponent decides to move into more of a defensive build, then you can get more aggressive. So if you've got the Ciara, Yogan, Karnal, for example, now you can play with your Kaki, and that would allow you to give them a much tougher decision to ban. Now that assumes they're playing a lot of wind. If they play a lot of water, then you're going to come out with something potentially like the Fang, who is still a really high damage unit. Doesn't benefit as much from the attack buff, but he does benefit from the fact that Yogan is going to be keeping one monster out of the match. Or you could move over to something like your Praha, which gives you strip into sleep and also gives you additional sustain. I think the Escher can play a big role in your team as well, again, depending on the pivots and what's being stolen. You want to build this Escher pretty fast. He should go first on your team, so that if you are in a draft where you're at Escher, Yogan, Ciara, let's say you wind up in a draft with Escher, Yogan, Ciara, if the Escher is faster than the Yogan, then he can strip to allow the Yogan to activate the scroll trap before the Yogan strips everyone else, and then Ciara gets an attack buff bomb. So as I'm saying that, I'm actually shifting my draft order for you a little bit. I really want to see this be your core. I want to see it be Ciara, Escher, Yogan as your core. Karnal is more what you're going to take when you think they're contesting Karnal. So if they if they draft Molong, then they're contesting Karnal, because a lot of times Molong and Karnal are played together, right? So if they're contesting Karnal, then your core goes Ciara, Yogan, Karnal. But if they're not contesting Karnal, then your core goes Ciara, Yogan, Escher. You have the Escher on your fastest violence set with some damage in there. The Escher is then going to strip to set up the Yogan scroll trap. The Yogan's going to strip everybody else to set up the Ciara bomb. You get one immediate snipe, one immediate monster, and a scroll trap. And then beyond that, you're going to be playing some control units like the Praha or the Karnal. Or if the opponent is contesting you at a bruiser level and you don't think, if the opponent's contesting your speed, then you move into some more defense units that can support your bruiser builds, like the Lulu and the Triana and the Fran. The Lauren is here mostly to screw with Molong comp, so if somebody plays a Molong, Harmonia, Icarus, you can only ban one of the three, so what you usually want to do is ban the Icarus and then use the Lauren to push back the Harmonia. And I know I said that quickly, but the idea here is if the Molong goes before the Harmonia, then the Harmonia can't set up the snipe. So you ban the Icarus, and then you use the Lauren to push back the Harmonia, who's always speed-tuned really tightly with the Molong, and it messes up their turn order, and it gives you the ability to work down that Molong to the point where he can't Reckless you by the time he acts again. Fang is going to be here to counter heavy water teams like Vigors and Chows and things like that. Chow is here to counter Daphneses or heavy stun teams like Okeanos. Laika is here to counter teams like the one you saw me face earlier with the multiple demons and Dragon Knights, where it was all single target attacks. The Ken actually does not play a role in this team, and we can drop him out. So that gets us down to 29. Jamair is your backup speed lead. He should be in a damage dealing build acting last on your team. Helena probably is not going to serve a major role on your team, but because you're playing double strip, I would like you to rune her and test her out a little bit. Same thing for Mei Hu Wang, but if he's not skilled, okay, he is skilled, so he's fine. Helena's not skilled, though, so never mind with the Helena. We'll drop her out. Now let's see, the Chow is not skilled, so we can actually drop him out just because I know you don't have, you said you don't have the rune depth, so we can drop the Chow out. Bastet is skilled, Blushin's missing one, Praha is skilled, Ryu. The Kali I would like to see you skill up, but she's not necessarily a huge priority. Tessa is okay, even being unskilled. The Tessa you're going to do in a double Revenge Will build. So you do the Tessa in double Revenge Will, and you're just playing her against really passive heavy teams, like if they have Juno, Ciara, Tyrannus. Not that they would play those three together, but just as an example. Vertihile, this should be a triple Revenge Vertihile. You're going to be playing the Yogan in your core, so you won't face him that often, so definitely triple Revenge. The Laika should be Vampire Nemesis, because you're stealing a lot of the strippers, so you're stealing a lot of the control units, which means you're not going to face a lot of Ganymede. And in the case of Leica, the main monsters you really need Leica and Will for are Carnal, Vigor, and Ganymede. Those are the 3 that would scare you the most with a Leica, but you're going to be able to steal the Carnal. You're not going to be facing a lot of Ganymede, so the only thing that you really have to worry about at that point is the Vigor. The Cocky, I want him in basically this build, but with more HP and less attack. So we do want him to be a bruiser, and we probably want him a little bit faster, and then Violent Will, of course. And then add some artifacts in. The Ciara, if you're running out of Violent sets, you could do a double Revenge Will Ciara, but honestly, you're playing her in your core, and I'm telling you to play a faster Violent team, so I think that the Ciara really does need to be in Vile Will. Standard Leo build, Triana, you want to give her about 10,000 more HP than this, because the Triana is basically going to be your anti-cleave monster. When they're running a Lucian comp against you, you're going to be running this Triana and this Miho, along with whatever your thickest HP bruisers are, in an effort to survive those cleaves, and probably the Tyrannus. So you could run something like Triana, Miho, Tyrannus, maybe along with a Xing Zhe. And then something like the Cocky or the Revenge Vertihile, probably the Revenge Vertihile. So if you, depending on if they first pick Bastet, they're telling you they're cleaving. At that point, you could move into like the Triana Tyrannus maybe, or actually Triana Carnal. So if they first pick Bastet, you would counter Triana Carnal or Triana Cocky. Either one is fine. And that would give you some attribute advantage against the Lucian, and then it gives you some thickness here. You get the Miho in, which becomes a force ban as long as they don't have a Rocky. And you wind up with a team that looks like either Carnal or Cocky, probably the Carnal because he's got more HP, along with Triana and Tyrannus, so the Tyrannus can revive for you. Fang in a standard damage dealing Fang build, and then again the Escher, I want to see him in a really fast damage build with accuracy, because you're using him to set up your Yogun. So make sure you give him accuracy so he can get some strips. Now he doesn't need like 85 because he's going to hit 4 times, but he needs a good 30 or 40 accuracy between his actual accuracy and his artifacts. Fran needs to be faster than the rest of your team via Will. Lauren acts right after Fran. Felleria acts right around what Fran does. And the Miho needs max resistance. So you can get away with... You can even get away with less crit damage if you can't make the stats on the Miho, but she definitely must have max resistance so that the Bastets cannot heal longer. But there you go, bro. That is the team concept that I have for you. And you said you've got better Violent than you have Will, so that's the team concept I have for you, man. If you can't pull off the fast Bio, then you can run this same team as a turn 2 Bruiser team. But because you're playing lower base HP and slightly more aggressive units, I feel like you're going to do better if this team is in a fast Vio set. So, like if you can get this Yogun up to like, let's say 260, 270 Vio Will, or if you can't, even like 255 Vio Will, and then just put everything right behind him in a line, you're going to outspeed a lot of players. Like you'll outspeed myself, especially because you're going to be playing double speed leads. At least you'll play that second speed lead when it's needed. You'll always have the Ciara, and then you have your backup speed leads with the Jemira and the Ryu. And then you'll have those double speed leads, but because you're playing a slightly slower, Violent team, you're also going to have the stats to back it up and the Violent to back it up. So that's my concept for you, and hopefully you found this helpful, bro. From there, Axe, we are going to finish up with you. Axe, are you ready for me to log in, sir? Lame advice, you want a refund? I should charge you another 50,000 points, I think, actually. Pipavin, see, the problem for you is that Ciara is going to wind up getting drafted a lot more for you because you don't have the Mo Long, so it's kind of the same thing. Ciara is not necessarily as much in your core, but you're going to draft her a lot. And you're not always going to be drafting her against AoE units. So the double Revenge Will Ciara is amazing when the opponent is playing multiple AoE units and your Ciara can cut in and disable something on their team. But she's definitely going to be a better unit in Violent when you're playing her as part of your own core. So I would prefer to see her on Violent for you, but at the same time, she's not going to be a top priority, and if you can't make the stats with her, then I would accept a double revenge will, if that makes sense. I don't think it's terrible if you do it, but I think it's better in violent. So Axe heisted, but didn't confirm to me that he's ready for me to log in. Yeah, so Pippin, after you determine all your speed orders in that same spreadsheet, you'll see that you can prioritize the monsters. So what you want to do is assign them all... Actually, let me just give you a video on how to use that spreadsheet. So Pippin, do me a favor, watch this video. This video literally goes through that spreadsheet. It shows you how to build your RTA team using that spreadsheet. It'll help a lot. So Oja, there was a chance. Unfortunately, we're actually about to do the very last account service of the night. Yeah, JC, and you just heard the answer as well. So the last person was called. We actually had a couple of people who weren't here, but Axe was here. Axe, I do need your login info though, bro. Yeah, I do these once a month. You can actually check in our Discord server. I post my stream schedule in Discord. And anytime that it's marked as community help. So I actually do one members community help and one public community help every month. And then we do it by drawing. The thing is, we do it by drawings, though, because there'd be no way that I could get through every account. But you can also ask, if you just have general questions, you can ask, and I'll do my best to answer those on stream as well. Now, if they're much more specific questions, obviously it has to go kind of through the drawing thing. Okay, Axe, I just need a verification code. Fair enough. Alright, we are going to open up some betting for these matches. So guys, I'm going to do 6 wings on Axe's account. And what you are actually betting on is my record over 3 matches. What's up, Kitsu? How you doing? Oh, I was on EU server. Hotshot was apparently listening to where Axe's rank is. You get 30 minutes of account help on whatever you request if you win the drawing. So it can be to review a dungeon team, it can be to review Siege, it can be, I mean, basically just 30 minutes of whatever account help that you request. You're catching us right at the very end, Kitsu. This is actually the very last of it. Because I streamed 3 days in a row, so today's stream was a little bit shorter. I was just trying to make up for the time where I didn't have internet. So guys, you can see Axe's account now here. We got the Ragdoll TN Lang. We're going to take a quick look at where some of the speeds are so I get a feel for it. I like the Kinky build, man. You sped the Kinky up. I like that. I prefer him not on Endure, obviously, but I really like the stats here. I think that's solid. Tian Lang. I would like to see some crit rate on Tian Lang. I'm not going to lie. Tian Lang can do some huge damage. He's like the Mo Long. But I like the build. I'd like to see him around 50 crit rate if you could get there. And I don't know, does he awaken into res? Or does he have like 60 res through subs? Or, yeah, there. This rune right here, this rune should change. That 22 res, man, if that was 22 crit rate, that'd be amazing. Like, right there. So, yeah, drop the resistance, because 60 res doesn't do anything for you. I'd either bring him to 100 or add some crit rate. But, let's see, Light Monkey's at 230, great accuracy, great stats. But I do have to remember, last time on your account, what I struggled with is like if I draft Light Monkey and Tian Lang together, I wind up without damage. So I have to remember the monkey doesn't do damage. Vigor, crit damage, build Vigor, and then obviously your Praha is just stupid OP. She dominates me every time. Love the Mo Long. Same thing, I'd like to see a little more crit rate, but love the Mo Long. Where's your Ethna? Oh, you don't have Ethna. Sorry, bro. Sorry, you don't have Ethna. Okay, Heigang's a little too slow to use to counter cleaves. Or counter super fast cleaves, but we can counter violent. Juno is solid. Rika is a nice build on the Rika. Really nice build on the Rika. Fire Ryu, awesome. Let's see, we got the Kaki at 226. That one wasn't intending to make fun of you, bro. It's just Ethna would fit so well in your team because of that crit rate lead. Because a lot of your monsters don't have crit rates. So where you struggle is that you don't have a lot of damage. At least with your LDs, you don't have a lot of damage because they're all in bruiser builds, except obviously the Ragdoll's not. But the Ethna crit rate lead would do so much for you. It's not even the Ethna; it's the freaking crit rate lead that you really need. I'm almost tempted to just force Antares into your comps for the crit rate lead. I think the Antares would actually work. He wouldn't work great with the Tian Lang, obviously, but it'd work great with the Ragdoll too. We might actually run around your... Okay. Well then, Axe, we owe you 6 wings on the next stream. Nothing I can do about that. I'm going to go ahead and just pay everybody their points back off the bets. All right, so Axe, I owe you 6 wings on the next stream. We'll go ahead and do, next Tuesday, I think. Just remind me. I mean, I'll remember, obviously. Just let me know that you're there. But yeah, I guess that's it, guys. Actually, all right, one last possibility. Hang on. Andrew, so I do, that's usually better done off stream. I do it at $40 an hour. A full RTA overhaul is usually, well, we did a huge part of your RTA overhaul in the community help, so that would speed things up. It really just depends on how much you want, how in depth you want it, but it's $40 an hour. It's this one, X. All right, guys. I really want the LD summons, man. I'm disappointed in my other LD summons. Should I do it, guys? Should I do it? Should I do it? You can message me in Discord. I can give you more information. The thing is, the more runes you have, the longer it takes me to find the correct builds. I mean, we could probably do your core in about 2 hours. I mean, it's got devils. Let's be real, guys. Let's be real. It's got devils. Anything with devils, I always buy. So, I mean, that's my thing. Yeah. So let's go ahead. We'll do the summons on stream. I mean, realistically, it's not like I'm not gonna buy something with devils. If it didn't have devils, I would say no. Like, it's not worth it to buy the L. I want it for the LDs right now, but the reality is I'm buying it for the devils. So, we'll go ahead and let's see what we can get. Bikini Elia. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Oh, that was not what I meant to show. Where is it? That's over here, right? Yeah, so we do this. Alright, so... Here you go, guys. Bikini, that's not a bikini, that's a onesie. That's a onesie, guys. That's not even a bikini. So Trek, what you need to do is start summoning less and use those crystals to summon less and use those crystals to give yourself more crystals to farm, basically. You just need to summon less and farm more. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and summon. And actually, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's do a real session. We'll go ahead because I've got the crystals, and we've still got the bonuses going right now. So we'll do 30 scrolls to go with it. We'll get a couple of bonus scrolls, and maybe we can pull a surfer. Yeah, gee, thanks, Axe. Don't pull an LD5. Now he wouldn't stop streaming because I'd be done streaming. Alright, here we go, guys. Here we go. We'll start off with the Mysticals. Quick summoning session. Can we pull a new Sky Surfer? I think I'd like the wind one, because the water one looks absolutely... I played around with the water one on someone's account, and I just... It'll be a Storage Guardian. Very underwhelming. Very underwhelming. So what we want is the wind one, because we did get the fire one. We have done 1,300 summons, but... did get the fire one. Okay, what we want at this point is like a spark. Anything? Yeah. This is what it's going to look like. I can feel it right now. We're going to get one spark off the Mysticals and nothing else. Yeah, this is what a normal summoning session looks like on my account. Hey, we got a spark. Useless spark, but it's a spark. Alright, so we're going to do 2 here, and then, let's see. Can we spark? One more try. Come on, baby. Can we spark? No, of course not. Of course not. Robo skill up at least. And nothing. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I mean, but honestly, like I said, I was really buying the Devils. Devils are the only guaranteed commodity in the game. So that's basically, I mean, that's where the focus needs to be. Like you said, you have half the units in the game, but how many of them are actually skilled up? And most Nat 5s really aren't usable until they're skilled up. So for me, that was about getting the Devils so that I can use the next monster. And the LD scrolls were just because my earlier TOA summons were very disappointing, and I was like, alright, I may as well do it tonight. We'll do it on stream this way. And I guess we get like 3 bonus scrolls here. Not from this one. Oh. I don't care. You farm it all anyway. Yeah, 3 bonus scrolls from this one. Okay. Alright, we got 7 more scrolls to try. 7 more scrolls to try. Yeah. Hey, we got a spark. Is it a surfer? No, it's a sniper. Although actually, I could build another covenant. So sniper skill ups aren't the worst thing. Honestly, sniper skill ups not the worst thing, because I don't have enough skill ups to build another covenant right now. So I'll take another sniper. At this point, I'll take another sniper just to get something. Just to get something. Yeah. Okay. So we got 2 sparks for our 40 scrolls. That's actually what I consider a good session. Like, 2 sparks and 40 scrolls is probably ahead of rates for me. No sparks on 7 LD opportunities. That's a normal session. But on the bright side, guys, Ace got the Fire Sky Surfer. I'm really happy for Ace. That was awesome. I'm glad he managed to get it. I think the Fire Sky Surfer will fit his playstyle very well. And that Robo almost skills up a Robo for me. You guys just saw 1,300 plus summons, and that's what it took me to get 1 skilled up Robo. 1,300 summons to skill up 1 Robo. Alright guys, on that note, that's going to be it for today's stream. So I thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream.